Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music.
And there you are, Charles, front and center.
I don't know. I feel
Yeah,
special.
you're right.
Charles, tilt your camera up. Your head's getting cut off.
Yeah, we can't see all of your fucking hair. You have the nappiest eraser head I've ever seen.
You're like Gerald, all grown up.
There's no nap in this. Fingers go straight through
never
this
mind.
every time.
It's giving dude on a dating profile with the really weird selfie angle. Look who came crawling back.
I knew Taikon was gonna notice the other black person in here. It took him 2 comments, but he got there.
He made you right.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, Taikon, sorry. This one pulls rank over you. I don't apologize at all, actually. However,
I got some.
you do have seniority, unfortunately. You are the oldest person on the show tonight, actually.
Old man.
That happens rarely.
I'm still the baby. I'll always be the baby
Yeah,
of this
you
group.
are. Yeah, you are. All right, so people in the chat, welcome to our Meet Sonic Nancy pre-show. Obviously, you see our special guest, Sir Charles, who is here, and Kay's back. Yes, Kay's back for today. Kay was literally a last minute, like literally, it's like 4:50. I'm about to finish work. Kay's like, so I'm getting off of work early. Can I come on the show? And I was like, yes.
Should have been like. I didn't cut it in time. I forgot it's the whole song.
Absolutely. Yeah, Fretz, you're not on the show. No one's older than you in the Wrestle Addict radio group, but you are not on the show currently, Fretz. So Charles is technically the oldest one. So yeah, we added Kay. So it's going to be a full jam-packed hysterical show.
Full house.
Yeah, absolutely. But anywho, guys that are listening, ladies and gents that are actually listening to or watching us right now, Kay is running crazy.
Yeah. Hey, Taquan, I've been invited to the cookout.
You have not been invited to the cookout.
I have. No, I have been. I have actually been to the
Who's?
cookout.
You can wait outside and I'll bring you.
Jared brought me to the cookout for his 29th birthday.
Okay.
That wasn't the cookout, that was barbecue.
It was great chicken. It was great chicken.
Actually, let's actually decipher this. What was the food at said cookout?
Oh, I was high as
Because
fuck,
there's
I
a
don't remember.
difference between a cookout and a barbecue. There is a big difference.
There was grilled chicken, some salad, maybe some coleslaw. I don't remember what else.
Charles, final
It was
ruling?
like 2 years ago.
It's like a barbecue.
Yeah, sounds like a barbecue.
There was a pool.
That's something I could do with my immediate family.
It was in bougie Montclair, New Jersey.
Location doesn't matter.
I was the only white person there.
You're still at a barbecue.
No family.
Yep,
only
barbecue.
friends.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
Families have cookouts.
Just cookout and
I called it a cookout, so that counts.
That's just generic term. No, that's a barbecue. Say it again,
What
Charles.
makes it a cookout? Family being there? And then the food?
Family, music, alcohol, catfish usually.
Music was a lot of Drake.
Oh, yeah, no, that was definitely a barbecue.
great.
Somebody's kid was in charge of that.
Everyone like 21.
Can you do something for me? Oh, wow, good point, Taquan. Coleslaw does eliminate any chance of a black person being there. Good point. Yeah. Good point.
Maybe there wasn't coleslaw then. I don't remember. I had some bit of chicken on the chicken thighs on the grill.
Yeah, you're at a barbecue. If you're at a cookout, the food would be ready really late because everybody would be there for like 3 hours.
The food was really late, and our friend Chris, who's Puerto Rican, was late. So.
The fine was late though. Was the sun still up?
Yes. But it was
That's
setting.
That's a barbecue.
It's a barbecue, yeah.
Even I know that.
Tell you right now, at a cookout, the bullshit comes out early. The hamburgers, the hot dogs, the chicken, all that comes out early. The good food don't come out till like 9 o'clock.
Yep.
I had already left by then.
Who showed up?
Oh, you left by then? You
Yeah,
might
no,
have been to a cookout and you
We
just
were
didn't
all
know.
gone. We were all gone by like 7:30.
You're at a barbecue.
Why did you leave so early?
Because Jared left. the birthday
could've
boy
stayed.
left. I had a ride home.
You could have
They already
stayed.
fed you. You were already welcome.
Yeah, if you were already fed, you could have stayed, yeah.
True. I think everyone else left though. It would have just been me.
Again, Taquan with the facts. If you don't hear before I let go 50 times in a loop, then it's not a cookout. That is also very true.
100%.
We did sing Stevie Wonder's "Happy Birthday" though.
That's typical.
That's just black people.
Yeah. There's nothing special about that. I'm be completely honest with you. We don't dance like that either.
I do. I'm white as fuck, boy.
You...
It's the way better song, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That's why we don't sing the original one.
The original one's so sad, like pathetic.
Yeah, I'm not
Because
surprised
there's
with that.
like, there's no real like
No
key
passion.
signature or anything, no nothing. So
No
people just
passion.
sing it however the fuck they want.
It's a loveless song.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Happy birthday, happy birthday to
Anywho,
you.
while we're here, Kay, we need to figure out your new... Kay needs a new identity, kind of. It's weird. Can you explain that, Kay, for everybody?
Okay, y'all. So, as I've shared on the past shows that I've like moved up professionally, so I kind of need to get my shit together a little bit. Like, my job follows me on social media, well, Instagram specifically, because I did like a pride campaign with them last year, so they followed me after. And like, while I don't think they look at my shit, I have seen them look at my stories before, and I want to change my social media away from my name, just so I want to be separate from like my Trevor Project identity versus like my my Wrestle Addict Radio identity, just me as a person, like. And it just sucks because I have had this as my username forever. Like, I'm pretty sure it's been like this since 2014.
You can always just block them.
Like 10. No,
I
I don't want to. I don't want to, but also like, even like, say I don't like, I might not work for the Trevor Project like forever. Like, I could end up
Then you
doing other
unblock them.
things. No, No, I don't want to block anybody, but also, like, I don't want to be easily found on social media unless you
Okay.
know where to look for me.
Oh, I got one.
You
I just
know?
became available. Become Ambassador Biggs with an S. That's just become available.
No. With an S.
Okay, I would be the least believable Ambassador Biggs ever.
No one. You don't have to
Like-
live a gimmick. You just have to be, you know.
Okay,
But that's the thing. I always
Will-
lived the gimmick.
Well, Ambassador Biggs. I'm
Uh-uh.
sorry. I said Will would be the least believable Ambassador Biggs ever.
That's very true.
I don't know who Ambassador Biggs is.
Neither does anybody else on the internet for the last 5 months, so it's great.
But, like, y'all, what should I seriously be?
Make
Like-
Curfy. I like that, Taquan. Make Curfy.
So this is the that's the thing. I don't want to do Make Her Happy. Specifically, my now ex-best friend, who, as y'all have heard those stories
hmm
about the cruise, that was one of his many nicknames for me. So I would, like, not want to do that.
Okay.
At all.
How about
And,
Ambassador
like, what's
Bugs?
that?
Ambassador B.
I don't want to, like, I'm trying to, like, get away from the Queen Bee thing. I retired a while ago, so, like, I don't want to do
So
nothing.
there's
fucking
going to be
bee.
no reprieve of the HBIC.
Probably, I'm, like, over it. I love bees, obviously, but, like, come slut millionaire.
That's
Done.
a promise.
Just don't get famous, because that's going to come back and bite you in the ass.
Well, Well, that's the thing with my luck. I'll change my Twitter to Come Slut Millionaire, and that's when Kings of the Rings is going to get a press pass to WrestleMania. And then I'll have to be at Come Slut Millionaire from Kings of the Rings podcast.
You should take Dewdrop's old Twitter handle.
Ew.
Because she's Piper Niven again.
Yeah. The non-binary Smurf.
Fred-
Interesting one, Freds.
What's funny about that one is my high school nickname is K-Smurf. But like,
I do like K-Smurf.
I like K-Smurf a lot, too.
do I bring back K-Smurf?
I think
You like
so.
2Ks.
Do I bring back
K-Smurf.
K-Smurf from... Hold on, let me see.
Yo, Papa
'Cause, the other
K-Smurf.
thing...
Ooh, Papa
No,
K-Smurf.
I feel like that's
WWE 2K Smurfy. It's a little bit too much, but I'm just saying.
2K Smurfy. That is too much. That's cute, but much. Let's see. But the other thing that I want is to make sure that the Instagram and the Twitter handles are the same. That's the other problem. Because I wanted to make it...
Oh, there's a request.
I fucking knew it!
There's a request, Kay.
We literally called
it. Daquan, I said before we came on air that you were going to request I do they them pussy at hotmail.com.
Big Papa
But I want to make...
K-Smurf.
Ooh.
I want to make sure that my my Twitter and my Instagram handles are the same. So let's see if K-Smurf is available. Settings?
What about like K-Smurf 2.0? Vembassador. Oh, Vembassador is actually a pretty interesting one.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's cute. I would like it more if it wasn't Ricky's thing already. Even though Ricky's not on social media right now, that still feels a little poachy to me.
Fair.
Are you pretending at that, Rick?
What's up?
I said, are you still pretending at that?
What do you mean, pretending at what?
The no social media thing.
It's not a pretend, sir. I am ghost on all social media platforms that matter.
You send me TikToks almost every single day.
Fair.
Like I said,
Nah. He gave his little caveat, the ones that matter. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Is not... Alright, K-Smurf's not available.
take the black man's ID. Kay, stop it, Saquon.
Niggas can't have shit, I swear.
It's very true. Then
I'm not about
again,
the cultural appropriation.
speaking of which, I do have this really, really trolly desire to see Chevalier.
God bless you.
No, it's the movie about the black composer from like Beethoven's time. It looks trolly as all hell, but I'm very interested by it. Did we lose you, Kay? Did we lose your video again, K-Murph?
I'm here.
Well, you're frozen.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. You're frozen.
Great.
Always the best
Fabulous.
screenshots when he's frozen.
It is true. We need to save one of his
Because
screenshots.
This is... No, please don't. That'll make me, like, upset.
We will not.
Because I am... This is what the number one reason I hate doing the live show is because I am on camera, because of the faces I make. I'm very aware that I forget I'm on camera all the time, and I just don't look cute. And whenever I freeze, it's always like the fucking worst angle of me ever.
It's KK Slider. That's a good one.
That's what I wanted to do. It's not available.
Really?
KK Slider was the original one I wanted.
Huh.
How about K Cold Scorpio?
Oh my god, why? Why are you...
How about K Cole instead of J Cole? You're K Cole.
No.
Oh, K Cole. I like K Cole.
Ew. K Tortellini is available.
That's Frank's thing. Don't steal from a lizard.
At least wait till he dies.
I know,
Kay.
that's
Come on
okay.
now.
Well, we're not going to talk about that because Frank has a very long life ahead of him. But I've already decided I'm always going to have a bearded dragon, and it's always going to be a tortellini.
Taekwon, no, we're not. K's new name is not going to be KKK.
KKK.
I would get canceled so quick.
Ooh, no, do a Canadian gimmick and be K Poutine.
Ooh. How about K Poopertine?
No.
What about?
I don't know. Do something like a porcupine.
All right, wait, hold on.
Like-
Star Wars reference. Why don't you be Kylo Ren?
That's good.
No.
What?
That's good. Adam Driver is
No.
almost attractive.
Oh no, he's hot as fuck. However,
Yeah,
I
weird
feel
nose.
like I'm too old for that.
No, you're not.
He's also kind of a shitty character.
Like
He is
This is America. Fuck you,
I love-
he is the worst of the antagonists in Star Wars history, which makes
He's just a whiny little bitch.
Which is funny.
He's such a fucking Gen Zer.
the what was it? The Last Jedi was
I
on
wanted-
the other day, and like the scene where he's screaming for them to annihilate.
More!
It is the funniest thing in the world to me. I'm like, you're so mad. Like, why are you so upset? Like, I feel like he just needs a hug.
There's a video of Adam Driver. He's in Black
He's
Klansman.
great in Black
And
Klansman.
like
He's fantastic.
he just screams the N word a bunch. So there's a video of like him screaming the N word, and someone just off screen just goes, no. The line is, "May the force be with you."
Listen, Adam Driver is fantastic in Black Klansman. He did a really good job.
He is. That movie's so good. Denzel's kid did a really good job too.
Are you sure? And Topher Grace. And Topher Grace as freaking the hell's his name?
The leader of the clan, I forget his name too.
Who's still alive, by the way. So I'm very surprised he let that.
He still like goes to rallies.
Yeah.
So I hear.
Well, no, he was. He was still actively like doing speeches and stuff.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm so surprised that they made him pretty much look like a dumbass in the movie. Johnny Cage is a cool one too. I like that one. Or Kato. Kato's kind of cool. Not hitting with you, Kay?
How about King K.
No.
Rose?
You could be like, instead of, because
No.
Dakota Kai calls herself King Cody, you can be like King Kata or something. I don't know.
That's the thing. Like, I don't want it to be like similar. Like the HBIC thing, like, was fun when I did it, but like
Mhm.
that was someone else's thing.
You can be like
It
Kato.
was several other people's.
You can
thing.
be like
The
Kato.
Karate K.
Karate K.
King K. Rool was
No.
pretty cool too.
You can be like DMX's Kato. You know how DMX is like, hey, yo, Kato! You can be that K. And we can do the soundbite.
I like.
How about
I
K.
love
Aiken?
DMX.
K Aiken.
K. Aiken.
Stop.
Okay.
Are you like mocking? me?
No, we're trying to figure out something.
No, you don't understand.
What, did you like Clay
Sixth
Aiken?
grade, I almost fought it. You're goddamn right, I did. I almost fought a bitch in NISMA practice over Clay.
Oh,
Aiken.
I was unaware of this one actually.
Was the
Oh,
argument?
no,
was the
I-
argument is he or isn't he gay?
No, it was who liked him.
All I'm
more.
saying is
even KRS-One is the fucking one.
all
I'm not mad at that.
all I'm saying is
KRS-One is an excellent. I wish I could take
all I'm
that.
saying is Ruben Studdard should have beat Clay. I'm just saying.
He did.
I tried
Ruben
to,
Studdard did beat. Like,
but he still.
he did. And what happened to him? What happened to him?
I'm just
He
saying.
just,
But
like,
that's
I'm
the
just
thing.
saying Ruben Studdard should have won.
he did
I'm
win.
just saying Ruben Studdard should have won.
He did win. He should no, because he didn't know. He should not have won. What did he do after American Idol?
Again, he should have won.
Almost nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he did
Someone
like.
on this panel
let's take
understands
a Google.
I gave up on American Idol after Chris Daughtry got eliminated.
What about American? What
God,
about
he,
American?
God, he looks the
Idol?
exact same.
I loved him.
It's not over. Well, Will, you know my friend Sam, right? No,
Yes.
So in college, because he still has a shiny bald head, but in college at times he would grow out his beard and wear plaid. He looks like Daughtry, completely.
That's
He
funny. I'm going home. To the place where I
To
belong.
a place where I
He
belong.
wrote that
I
song
love
so it
him.
could be used in American Idol, and he could just be launched to sue.
So the greatest thing about it, like, so if he shaved, so because Sam was a D1 football player, so if he shaved his beard and then just wore like a white beater, he became Vin Diesel automatically.
I remember when Chris Daughtry got eliminated because Sanjaya stayed in. That
Yo,
loser, Sanjaya.
I
And then
was
Bo
so
Bice lost, and I
fucking
quit
mad.
American Idol for
I
life.
quit American Idol a
No,
while
Bo
ago.
Bryce won.
Bo Bice
Oh
did
no,
not
he
win.
didn't. That was the year Taylor Hicks won. That was the year
I
Taylor
haven't
Hicks
watched
won.
American Idol since a long time ago.
My last one might have been Taylor Hicks.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I watched.
Ooh, that's the one, Saquon.
Kelly Clarkson for me was
Kelly Clarkson the one either. Kayla Soul is
Kayla
Soul's a great one.
That's cute.
Kayla Soul is a really
Yeah.
good one.
What? A,
Kelly Clarkson was the only one I got right. I love her.
who did Kelly beat again?
Still love her to this day. Justin Guarini.
Yeah, that was the right choice.
Dude, Kelly Clarkson has like a daytime TV show now. She's like the new Ellen.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? What about A Tribe Called K?
Nah.
Yeah.
KRS One, I think is.
I
my
like
favorite.
Kayla Soul.
I also
feel
love
like
the actual KRS One.
I feel like none of them are authentic to me, though. They're cute references, but they're not like me.
I'm trying to think of other stuff that would be like. Do you still want to add the K? Or do you want to be like completely away from the K thing? Not the K thing, but your name K.
I wanted to use K because I like my name. Obviously, I picked it.
AEK.
But fucking, I thought about that too, and I'm like, no, like,
K.
Bouquet Tan.
no, like,
Baby K.
no.
I
I went to From Just. Okay, so fun fact about From Justin to Kelly. I saw that on opening.
You're the
day.
only one.
It was in the movie theaters for 8 days, and it's now on Amazon Prime. If you want to watch
I will
it.
not. I will not watch that at all. Mary Kay Olsen is taken.
Yeah.
Taken, Fred. You can't. It's too close to the actual celebrity.
Yeah. Murphy's Law is going to be taken by the band.
Oh yeah. What name other things? We gotta figure out something before we go live because we're about to get ready in a second. But we got.
Like, I've thought about using, like, my middle name is Shannon, like, but I didn't know if I wanted to do anything with that.
I
Like,
gotta still call you Kay. I can't be like, oh, and our host and our guest, our co-host today is Shannon. What's up, Shannon?
Yeah, no.
Like, no.
I'm like,
Shannon Murphy.
I know.
That's what Michael.
Shannon-
Jackson.
Shannon-
Really cool.
Shannon was my birth middle name, too. Like, I lucked out that at least I didn't have to change the full
If
name.
you're gonna go Shannon, I need you to be like Shannon Sharp, like when he does his daytime discussions with Skip Bayless. Just totally aggressive for no reason.
It sucks. It's been my name for like 10 years.
What about Uncle K?
No, don't do
Yeah?
that. That's really creepy.
No. That just reminds me of Uncle Magic. Does anyone remember Uncle Magic?
Wait, was that really crappy like magician that would do
yeah,
advertisements on the radio?
yeah, he had the TV
Oh,
commercial.
yeah, it's like, oh my God, it's magic! Yes,
Magic!
I remember Uncle Magic. It's so bad.
Apparently, Uncle Magic is still going strong.
How?
Like 20 years later.
Again, how? I don't understand. At all.
How's he?
Prince of Punk Shannon Moore, but what is a non-binary prince? I don't know, Mr. Fretz. That's also a very long name.
Yeah, I want it to be like memorable, not and I scores and like dots and symbols and numbers and shit. I don't
got
want
it.
that. It's
I'll
so
ask
messy.
ChatGPT. Give me
What?
15 nicknames for my friend K.
Murphy.
All right, KB was the first one. K-Bay. K-A-E-B-A-E. K-Bay.
No.
Absolutely
No, you
not.
sound like a 15-year-old, K. You know.
K-Ster,
I'll go
K-Boo, K-Bear, K-Dog, K-Swizzle, K-Money, K-Smile,
K-Swizzle.
K-Pop,
K-Swizzle.
K-NATO. I like K-NATO. K-Breeze.
K-Breeze. Yes.
K-Berry, and K-Cakes.
No.
I
I kinda like K-Breeze.
like K-Swizzle, too.
K-Swizzle.
K-Swizzle.
How about K-Charles?
What?
K-Charles.
Okay, Cupid? No? Already taken? Damn.
K-NATO is pretty funny, too.
Yeah.
Regenerate response.
I don't want to be associated with a terrible dating app.
K-Zilla, K-Spresso.
Has Queso been
Case,
suggested?
if I
Oh, queso would be great.
I also
Thank you.
tried workshopping quesadilla, but I felt weird about it
No.
because I'm white.
No, quesadilla sounds great. And see, look, Taekwon already approved it.
I feel,
Who's my quesadillas?
Yeah, seriously.
I love quesadillas. My nickname was when
I
I
had
was like
quesadilla
younger.
for dinner.
That was my nickname when I was younger because when I was in high school and like college, when we would go for half off apps at Applebee's, I always get quesadillas.
Okay, fair.
But I don't know. I
It seems
feel
like
like
it always happens to the Spanish guys.
Talking about quesadillas, might as well.
I'm probably gonna make quesadillas. After the
Wait,
show.
Kay,
I'm
hold on. What
hungry.
was your wrestler name?
Harley Graves. I do not want to go back
Okay.
to that.
All right. I mean, that's totally throws everybody off the scent of it being you.
How about
I
Carly
asked-
Cannon? Your Nick Cannon's new wife.
Don't talk about Taylor Swift like
Carly,
that.
Carly Cannon.
Fun fact: I dated someone named Nick Cannon. He was just white.
And he's probably still was equally not as funny.
Oh no, this guy was like not funny like at all.
I'm sure Mariah Carey hates him too.
Yeah.
Queso-mania?
I
No,
like-
we already have a Pretzelmania. I don't need a Queso-mania.
Too many
No.
Zolmanias.
Yeah, too many of those. One is enough.
Yeah. It sucks. It just sucks.
Monday Night K. K is war.
Taekwon with the win. John Ben K. Ramsey.
Stop it.
Savage, bro. Straight.
This makes me now
savage.
think of like you should probably just name yourself OK Simpson.
Okay, Simpson.
Oh no.
The OK Corral.
No.
Ew.
Mm.
Like my Tumblr name back in the day was like I'm not okay.
That's just gonna bring up too many
Like,
red flags for people. Stay in social media.
I know. I don't like. I do not want to bring back my Tumblr name from the dead. I thought about it, but I'm like, no. I'm 31. That's the thing. A lot of the names that I like probably would have done. I'm like, I feel too fucking old for.
It's also your online personality. No one needs to know that it's actually you.
Like, I don't want to be like XX
Don't do that.
punk diva.
Don't do that, please.
XX,
Please do not do that.
You know?
I mean, I would love to do for merchandise wise. I would love for your name to be changed to like K Bear, and then we can design like Care Bear knockoff designs for like merchandise.
Trust me, I love the Care Bears. Like me and like my childhood like best friend like love Care Bears. Like we're getting high and watching a Care Bears video for her birthday.
Mm.
But like I don't know.
Well,
It doesn't feel like K Bear is not me.
Okay.
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo.
Like Taekwondo.
Keiko Bell.
I get it.
That's too much.
No.
What's your favorite food, Kay?
Pancakes.
K-cakes was one on the list.
Cakes.
ChatGPT
That's-
did have K-cakes.
Cake sounds like an OnlyFans
Ew.
name.
Yeah.
K-buns.
And I don't-
K-buns.
Ew. No.
I don't know. All right. Well, when you figure that out, let's start to do this show. Is everybody ready? Which means, Will, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Charles, you ready?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm
right.
gonna
Starting.
grab more Coke, but I'm listening.
Go right ahead.
All right, starting. Oh, Christ. Okay. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2. I kind of like Coco.
Midnight music.
Coming up this week on Kings of the Rings podcast, Sir Charles joins the show for the first time ever to discuss AEW's major stadium show in Europe, the return of the WWE Draft, and NXT brings a little bit of heritage back to the black and gold brand. So sit back, relax, and oh yeah, by the way, Kay Murphy's also back. It's Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 336, a Hubris of Circumstance, exclusively on Wrestle Addict Radio, and it starts right now.
Midnight music.
The band's back together. I love this.
Hey!
What a pleasant surprise. Isn't it great? Talk about last-minute decisions going in well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 336. Of course, I am your host, King Ricky Rose. We have a fun-filled, jam-packed episode for you tonight. And with us for the very first time, which we're going to get to know him a lot better, since I've known him pretty much my entire life. I've known him since I was about 5 years old. That's how far back we go. My friend, Sir Charles. Sir Charles, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing great. How's it going?
It's good to have you. Good to have you. Of course, we have Will Tarashuk. Will, how are you doing today? How's that?
I'm putting up the questions for the first guest game. It's going to be a great
How's that
time.
alibi going, by the way?
What's my alibi? What's if it still has no actually, I was working. I watched it on TV with everyone else.
A likely story. And back for the very second time, maybe on a more permanent basis, Kay Murphy. How are you? Welcome back.
Hi, everybody. I also would like to point out that I can tell you exactly where I was on January 6th. I was in Queens on my way to a bachelorette party upstate. It was terrifying because everyone texted me telling me that I was going to die. Because
You were going to upstate New York.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame you.
It was very concerning, but I'm good. I'm very happy to be back. Y'all will be seeing some more of me in the coming weeks. Have had some schedule changes and some life changes, but also fuck Coke Zero. Can I tell you all about that?
Yeah, tell us about your personal history with Coke Zero. Because when you told me to put this in there, I was like, there has to be something weird that happened.
Okay. So I am hopelessly addicted to Coca-Cola. Regular Coca-Cola. I don't fuck with Diet Cola or Diet Soda or regular.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a can of Coca-Cola is my favorite thing. I love it. My roommate begs me to drink less of them so I don't get cancer. But I placed an Instacart order the other day, and one of the things I ordered was the cans of Coke.
Yeah.
And the Instacart driver, and I don't mean to generalize, but I had a man, and whenever a man does the Instacart orders, I notice it goes wrong every time without fail.
Oh yeah.
So they were out of Coke, and then he just decided to get Coke Zero instead. when I have it like set to like refund if there's no Coke, so that doesn't happen to me.
So Quan
So-
really wants to know what color this man was.
I don't know.
How-
I didn't.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't-
do. That doesn't sound very convincing.
No, I don't.
What was his name?
I actually don't know. Let me look. This is the thing.
Give us a
I
picture with
was
him.
working. Well, a lot of them don't have pictures.
That sounds suspect.
That's probably why I got a Coke Zero. He knew he'd get away with it.
His name was. What was his name?
It's like Daryl.
Like
Willis.
Willis. Oh, I
Willis?
know.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm making assumptions. I already know.
God damn.
Why are we making assumptions?
Have
fun.
you named? Have you ever heard of someone? Have you ever known someone of a fair complexion with the name Willis?
I'm
I don't
close.
know any.
You are. Close.
I don't know any.
You are close. That's
I've
true.
never met anybody named Willis. Period.
Just
But-
one letter off.
So they said,
You're two.
so there's a fucking 12-pack of Coke Zero, and like I'm not a fan, so I'm literally trying to find ways to make it more palatable for me. So I'm literally drinking Coke Zero out of a wine glass with ice right
That
now.
doesn't make it more palatable.
And in my brain, it makes it taste better. It does not hit the same.
Well, yeah, because there's zero of
And I'm
anything good
just-
in there, especially cocaine. Apparently, although that's been Coke Zero for a while.
It's also been regular Coke for like decades. They don't put the cocaine in.
Yeah, we
anymore.
don't. And psychologists don't even prescribe
No.
cocaine anymore because that was a real thing back in like the early 1900s.
That's why cocaine's in the Schedule 2 substances. It's used for medication.
It was. It was. Usually.
I mean,
Anywho, enough about drugs. That's not the drugs we do on this show because clearly half of the hosts here are already high. So in the spirit of everybody already being high, and Charles, is this your first time on the show? Will is going to take over, and he is going to play. You're going to play with Will
First guess
the first guest game.
First guess game.
Here we go.
to be alive for the first guest game. So, Mr. Sir Charles, I'm sure you know all these questions, so I'm going to start in no particular order with number one. How did you get into professional wrestling?
my godfather.
Your godfather is always that man.
Yeah. No, he used to take me to shows back in the day. So I've been with plenty of shows at Nassau Coliseum. Also growing up with wonderful people like Ricky, being wrestling fans. So also always had people to talk to about it. Yeah, that was really how I got into it, and Ricky's the reason why I got back into it. I want to say my early to mid 20s.
It wasn't. Wait, hold on. No, it wasn't that.
It
It wasn't that early, was it?
I was like 23.
No, you weren't. Because I didn't get back into it until If so, you got into it a lot earlier. You got back into it earlier than I did. Because I didn't get back into it until I was like 24, 25.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, hey,
it's
listen.
okay. Memory is fleeting.
I do a lot of drugs, so my memories be fucked up,
It's-
and I drink.
Shit
a lot.
happens when you party naked.
All right, so your godfather. Excellent. Excellent answer. And then Ricky. I'm sure Ricky's going to be another answer to this question shortly.
Clearly.
So, your favorite wrestler currently and your favorite wrestler of all time, and tell me why both of them are MVP.
The Rock and Roman Reigns.
Oh, The Rock. Excellent. I knew The Rock.
Listen. I love wrestling for everything it is, not just the sports, but also the pageantry, the over-the-top characters, and the ridiculousness. And no one epitomized that more than The Rock. Over-the-top character at all times. Loved him. He's currently one of my favorite actors, even though half his movies are shit. Listen, you know what I mean? I support the hero. Roman Reigns, another one just kind of fit the mold. I'm not gonna lie, I do have this secret fantasy of one day I'm gonna grow up and be adopted Samoan. So there's also that.
So Quan already has you picked out. He already said you are a Samoan lover.
You goddamn right I am. You are fucking right. and I own that. I own that truthfully. But no, yeah, those are my two.
Yeah, I have a bonus question here. What's the better Rock movie? The better one, The Scorpion King or The Tooth Fairy?
Ooh. Ooh.
Which one's the better movie? Kay and Rick, you can answer this question too.
What?
Not gonna lie, I'm gonna go with The Tooth Fairy.
Charles, you're first.
I loved this.
I want to say the Tooth Fairy. Didn't the Tooth Fairy gross more? Because it was a family movie?
It probably did gross more.
Yeah.
Based on that
Scorpion
alone.
King was a hit.
I'm gonna go. Scorpion King was a hit for reasons that were not related to The Rock.
It was just awful.
Yeah,
The movie's terrible.
I will say I'm probably gonna go with Tooth Fairy. Fretz is
Tooth Fairy's charming.
Yeah, Fred's gonna go because he saw the Scorpion King on his 18th birthday,
No.
and I can't pick up a worse way to spend your 18th birthday by going see the Scorpion King. But at the time,
Hey, I hope you were drunk
at the
No.
time it was great, probably. But Kay,
So I'm Team Square for the sole purpose that I saw it when I was like 9 years old,
okay, that checks out.
and I thought it was a fun movie. I seen it as an adult, and I've never seen the Tooth Fairy, so it would not be fair of me to pick the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, you can't pick a movie you haven't
Very
seen.
True.
That's fair.
The only thing,
Okay, next
the only thing I
question.
remember about the
Yeah.
Scorpion King before we continue with Charles, the only thing I remember is he did have a hot co-star.
He did.
That's all I remember. But continue.
That's all you need to remember. All right. Favorite match of all time?
All right. It was the triple threat at WrestleMania 39, The Miz versus Snoop Dogg versus Shane McMahon. That's just overall best improv work I've ever seen in the ring.
That was pretty good.
No,
It was pure camp. I loved it.
honestly, no. Icon versus icon.
Icon versus icon. Okay.
Icon versus icon, bro. Everything about it. Everything about it. It was great, even though fuck Hulk Hogan and everything that he does. Yeah, still that match.
It's a great
Yeah.
match. It's a weird match. It's a funky match, but great.
They had the flip. They had the
Yeah.
flip rolls on the fly.
Yeah. All right, Charles, if you were a wrestler, what would your finisher be? Explain it and give it a name.
Avalanche finger poke of doom.
The Avalanche finger poke of doom. How does that work?
Very simply, from the top rope, straight poke right to probably like the collarbone area. That's what I'm thinking.
So do you
And I'm-
jump like head first, like you dive into a swimming pool and poke them, or do you do like a 450 and poke them, or do you just kind of just Orange Cassidy and just poke them?
No, I'm actually coming off of a frog splash motion.
Impressive.
What if he's standing?
Poke him in the eye.
Even better.
Poke him in the
It
eye.
always works. I can always get him in the same spot. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right, that's not at all what I expected. Not at all what I expected, but that's on me. I should have expected
Yes,
that.
that is true.
How did you
I've had-
find the Kings of
I've
Rings
had to
podcast?
36 hours to think about these answers.
It's true.
Vic, you gave him the questions.
No. I just told him that he's playing the first guest game. I did not give him the questions at all. All right. So the story goes, freaking, he calls me in the middle of the day while I'm about to go on break, talk about something nerdy. Oh, he said, watch the Marbles trailer, which is what I did. And then he's like, oh yeah, I'm on vacation this week. Can I go on the show? And I was like, yeah, let's test your connection right now. And we did it, and it was fun. I was like, all right, cool, you're on. We did that, and then we did, Charles and I are competing against each other in GM mode in 2K23 on PlayStation.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Who's winning?
How
I
is
won the
that
first
going?
week so far.
Charles, you gotta step up your game,
We
man.
started last week. I mean, we started not last week. We started yesterday.
How long will you?
What's the question, Kay?
How long will you be doing this for?
Oh, until we have a winner.
But how long will that take?
Until one of us submits.
Pretty much.
It's like D&D. It just goes on forever.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, no,
right.
Charles and I are thinking about potentially maybe giving you guys updates as it goes on. We should give you a picture of our roster.
Yes, please.
You should.
Run it down. We'll run it down on the post show. Well, me and Kay will decide who has the better roster.
Yeah, we'll run down the post and then we'll play
Uh-huh.
I'm the Asshole and all that stuff. All right, back to the
Excellent. How did you find the King's Rings podcast? And tell me the story of how Kay Murphy introduced you.
Okay. Ricky hit me up one day and said, "Listen to my podcast."
It's probably how it went.
That's the answer to the
It's
first
probably
one.
exactly how it went.
More or less. Or I was at a Hofstra bar and Ricky said, "Listen to my podcast." One of the two happened.
Either or.
Probably both.
That tracks.
Do you remember your
Yeah.
first episode, roughly? Or your first moment? You remember?
No, I don't. I remember you guys in that shithole living room.
Which
with
one?
Yeah.
couches
Which
and-
one?
That was my bed. That was my bedroom.
Yeah, yeah. That was a bedroom. Sorry. wait.
Oh yeah, that's the one. The living room. There was a room full of furniture that said that screamed "Throw me on the curb."
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
that was
that
me.
was I believe that was. Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, I believe that was Frat House Wrestling.
That was definitely frat house wrestling
Yeah.
because Tower Shook Towers was literally in my bedroom, which was like the size of my office right here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a little tight.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely Frat House. So Charles has been rocking with us for a while. Like, Charles knows all the characters that we have either been on the show or that we've created on the show. Like, Mr. Frets was a character we essentially created on the show.
Yeah, Charles, who's your favorite wrestler? Who's your favorite member of the community,
Oof.
past or present?
Ooh.
Three guys, one mic.
That
Don't remind us of that, Mr. Frets. We had to share a microphone.
It was 2 mics, asshole.
That's after I used my mic from the bars.
You know, I'm not sure I have a favorite because every moment's got it. I have a different appreciation for. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
But if you
Fair,
could
it's hard to
pick
pick
I
one.
between
like
kids.
the pageant answer.
Hey, listen, I'm a poli-sci major, damn it.
This is very true.
Of course you are. You fucking sick wordsmith. All right, last question.
Most important question.
The most important question.
Are you, Sir Charles, on Team Slack or Team? No, I'm just kidding. Not Team Frets. I'm just kidding. Team Fuck You Slack.
Okay, I know I have to give you my gut reaction. I'm going to. However, you have to ask me my answer afterwards. My
Okay.
reasoning afterwards. It's Team Fuck Slack
There we go.
Of course.
There we go.
Always.
All right, so
And
what is your
why?
reasoning?
because clearly Slack is a white man, and I'm not about to give a white man any kind of slack. I'm not doing it. Can't do it. Sorry. I'm just not built like that.
Best answer you've ever had. For why?
I want to clip that, but I feel like it'll get us a lot of just negative publicity.
Can I nominate Charles for Hall of Fame for that comment alone?
Actually, no. Whenever Slack gets into the Hall of Fame, which will be never, by the way, Charles will.
That's when we
Wait,
close it
That's
down.
when-
Hall of Fame.
Dude, when Slack gets in the Hall of Fame, it's like TNA made Eric Young their world champion. They were just out of ideas.
When is our Hall of Fame?
What, you want an actual ceremony, or like when we were inducting somebody else?
Yeah.
Do we actually
Aren't
give
we
them their
due
T-shirts?
soon?
I always forget
It's
about
in the
that.
works.
So no.
Oh my god.
It's we always pick a show and make it a
So we did-
surprise.
we
But
did-
Ricky and I do it around one or two times a year.
We do it once. So we did 100, which was Dave.
Yep.
Around 200 was the Queen, Danny. When we did Dark Side of the Kings, it was Ram with Dance. We thought about doing something for 350, and we were like, no. and so
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't do
yeah,
that.
and well, we're not even at 350. Number one.
I'm glad we're not gonna do
Yeah,
that.
and so it'll be around 400. So when 400 hits, we'll find somebody.
Okay.
It'll
No, Mr. Frets, the three of us go in when the day the podcast
Yeah.
ends. You fool.
It'll probably be my my first initial thoughts of who it might be. It'll probably be Slack's dad.
I was just gonna say
That's a
Mr.
good
Slack,
number
right?
4. Or maybe,
He gets in just for making a son we can shit on. And
and he's okay with it. He's in on it.
he's okay with it. You know, it's all in
Question,
good
though.
fun.
What year is Freckles being inducted in the Celebrity Wing?
The second statistician of the
You know what? When we get enough Patreon members to afford to build a wing for celebrities, how's that?
inanimate object wing.
I think Freckles deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
As the second statistician of the
You know what,
podcast,
Kay?
yes.
I feel like people who are actually alive deserve to go in a little bit first.
There's a couple of people, in all seriousness, that I think we can actually put in as number 4. I think.
There's plenty of people.
Yeah, Nikki Skywalker, I think, is like.
Nikki just won't call me back.
Maybe because she's finally engaged.
Well, I haven't talked to Nikki since the work, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, maybe we'll.
What's up, Nikki?
Maybe we'll induct Christina and have our first denial.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
We could induct the Valkyrie as a whole. We haven't done a group.
Faction.
Yeah.
It won't. As 1/4 of Valkyrie, I can tell you that's not going to happen.
Kay will accept on all of their behalf. We just give Kay 4
I
shirts.
didn't have to say that they all had to be present. I just said we can induct the group.
Yeah, it's like, hey, they inducted the clique when Scott Hall was dead, maybe. Like, they could still do that.
Yeah. You guys don't all have to be present and or accept. This is like, there's no backseats.
Yes, remember, you won't be a first ballot Hall of Famer if you deny it. Poor Jeff Hardy. He's no longer a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I know.
I'm so happy I found that out.
Yeah.
Such a great
We can bring in Issa if we really wanted to. MJ would be a good choice as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or Nick. What about Big Dick Nick?
Dude, I would love to talk to Big Nick Dick again. Big Dick Nick. Big Nick Dick.
Big Nick Dick. That's your new name, K. Murphy. Big Nick.
Big Nick Dick. Nick. Big Nick Dick.
Or the Vaz family for, helping us out all those times.
Yeah.
I think the Vaz family should be the first group entrant.
That'd be cool. They always supply us with stuff, like the blueprints of the new WWE headquarters or dimensions.
The blueprints? Jesus Christ.
It wasn't
they break in and get them?
No, he works in construction.
That's pretty cool.
He's like, oh, I found the plans. Here are the dimensions of it. I was like, oh, sweet. Taquan, we have to get you on. We're not inducting Fourth Wall, although they are good. That is a good idea as well.
I love the Fourth Wall guys.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Me too. They're great.
I miss them. They were great.
Bones and Company were hysterical, and Doc Haas and all of them. But yeah, we can talk about the Hall of Fame a little bit later, but we do need to get into the show because there is some very interesting stuff to talk about, and none of that is including MJF Day whatsoever, although, K. Murphy, I know you were there for it.
Oh my God.
It's the big man in the back, too.
Wait, I can't talk about that, really?
We're gonna talk about AEW. You're gonna get your moment.
I mean, they were there.
Yeah, they were there. We are gonna
let them speak their piece because they were actually fucking.
Well, I have an AEW segment this week. We got to get into some other stuff. Speaking of which,
well, you know what, Rick, you didn't send the rundown, so I didn't read it.
Well, you never read the rundown anyways. Speaking of AEW also announced that they are going to do their first ever really major stadium show. And they're bringing All In to Chicago again. I'm joking. All In is actually going to London to Wembley Stadium. A big deal. This is like an 80,000, 90,000 seat arena. The NFL usually does Wembley Stadium when they do like their 3 Europe games. The team that mostly goes over to Europe, to London in Wembley Stadium, is the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is owned by the Khan family. This makes all the sense in the world that they already have a relationship with it because Jacksonville fans are kind of shitty. If you haven't figured that out, that's why they go to Wembley Stadium all the damn time. Plus, the Jaguars aren't really that good. So this is a big deal. Wembley Stadium show, August 27th, AEW All In. I'm assuming now that All In is officially their biggest show of the year, because I don't know what exactly their WrestleMania would be. This seems like this is clearly it. So what are our initial thoughts on AEW going to London and Wembley Stadium, the same place where WWE did SummerSlam in 92 when the British Bulldog, drugged up, beat Bret Hart because Bret Hart carried him through it. Charles, what are your thoughts on this?
Honestly, as a diehard WWE, I could not give two flying fucks about what AEW is doing. However, I'm glad that they're prospering because that means the business is getting better. The industry is getting better. However, something bad is going to happen. I just feel it in my bones. Something's going to happen. Something of notoriety. Something that is going to have Twitter talking, and it's not going to be good.
Yeah, CM Punk shows the main event.
I have a follow-up question. What bad, no good, sort of horrible thing do you foreshadow?
Ooh.
There's going to be a riot in the stadium.
Okay.
Why?
Like FIFA World Cup level riot for no discernible reason.
Interesting.
Huh. I don't see that happening for me. I see more so like if you've seen anything that NXT does overseas when they travel overseas, like take over London or NXT UK in general, those fans are flippin' amazing. Like they are so much fun.
Can I give a little prediction?
Go ahead, Kay.
I think AEW is signing grizzled young veterans and they're debuting at Wembley.
GYV did ask for their release. They were still on NXT TV this week, so they're not released yet. But they did ask for it, so that'd be interesting.
But if they dip soon, there's enough time, assuming because they have the NXT, so it's a 30-day non-compete.
I believe it's 60.
Might be 60.
Okay, so
Either
they
or
have
they have enough.
They would have enough time as of right now.
Yeah. Imagine fucking taking your shoes off at Wembley Stadium. That would be an iconic mark moment.
Shoes off for Gibson. 80,000 people taking their shoes off for Zach
Wembley,
Gibson.
Yeah.
Do they get 80,000 people?
I don't think they do. I honestly don't.
AEW, what do you... This is a bold move. And I'm glad they're taking this gamble. I'm glad they're going all in. Is now the right time? Because can they sell out a state? WWE can, but WWE's been around for 50 years. AEW hasn't. How big is AEW in Europe? I honestly have no idea.
I've heard it's big over there.
Well,
I mean, I watch I watch Cultaholic almost every day of my life. And they cover AEW a lot. Like, a lot. Like, equally as much as WWE, if not more sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like it's probably...
Go ahead, Kay, sorry.
I think it's bigger... I think AEW is bigger overseas than we're giving them credit for. Also, keep in mind that...
Go ahead. Sorry, Kay.
AEW fans... It's okay. AEW fans haven't had access to a live event. Because it's not just London that's going to go to that, like Ireland, Scotland, literally Paris, maybe anywhere else that's like relatively accessible. Plus, even U.S. fans that have the money to go. Which,
with the marks, I don't think is going to be that many.
Yeah,
that can afford all that just to fly over. And plus, the economy, Europe's economy, I think AEW will easily do 50. Will they do 80?
I don't believe so, no.
If the tickets are like $15, they could probably do 80.
Yeah.
Like if you got like nosebleeds for like $15, but that's another thing too. It's like what do you price the tickets at?
This is very true. I don't know the conversion for it.
I literally went to Dynamite.
Kay, how much like roughly was it like the average ticket when you went to Dynamite at UBS the other day?
Okay. So I had fucking I was section 106. And I paid $40.
Yeah, it's very affordable. If tickets are very, very affordable, I think they could probably do 65,000, maybe 70.
And the thing is, I bought the tickets the week before the show. I bought them super last minute. I got great seats, and it's the cheapest I've ever paid to see a taping.
Yeah. Yeah. So sticking with AEW's kind of motto is that they always wanted to make their pricing affordable, which number one is smart, and number two, they could make it affordable because the Khan family is already loaded fucking rich. So it's,
True.
Yeah, so
the company's still got to turn a profit, which it hasn't done yet.
That is also very true. So I can see them sticking to that.
Remember, Ricky, if you don't turn a profit after 5 years, you're not considered a business, you're considered a hobby.
And they're getting close to the 5-year mark.
They're getting pretty close.
They are getting close to the 5-year mark.
Tony Khan's gonna have $1 billion hobby on his hands.
So
Oh my God.
it is very interesting to me that they are taking this leap so early. Like when you think about it, WWE did the Wembley Stadium show in '92 before we even did WrestleMania in stadiums, in big ass stadiums, and they like Wembley Stadium was their biggest show, and then they stopped for a long time until like WrestleMania, literally 23 in Detroit was the first stadium show, and they're like, oh, we can do this now. So this is a very very bold leap. However, according to the media, the the press release from AEW, they do relatively well in their 18 to 30 something demographic that they always want to laud over everybody. According to Europe, they do dominate that. According to their press release, they do dominate that bracket in Europe. So there's a potential for it, but also with people in that age bracket, the tickets have to be cheap. But this is also Wembley Stadium. Like, you don't just book Wembley Stadium and not have a major plan in place for this, and you also want a high gate. Remember,
this show's me more expensive to run because you gotta get the talent and everything overseas,
and the booking fee for the stadium itself.
Right. Like, if this show doesn't turn a profit, I don't care how many people are there. It's not successful. Like literally, like definitionally.
Yeah, this is a.
You can put on seven 5-star matches. And Meltz can give the main event a 9-star match. If you don't turn a profit, I think it's a failure.
It's a big risk. It's a big risk for them to take. So we'll see how this goes.
I think they will turn a profit. I think the show's going to be massively successful. It's bold.
They're going to inflate the hell out of the numbers.
They're going to what?
They're going to inflate the numbers.
They're going to inflate the hell out of the numbers. They'll probably overstaff the event, for one, and comp like 15,000 tickets.
So that, I mean, again, not out of the realm of possibility at all whatsoever. So this is something that's going to be really, really, that we're really going to look at as it gets closer to its time. Let's move along to the return of the WWE Draft, a thing that really no one asked for. However, Triple H came out on Friday, and we all thought he said he was going to quit, but he did not quit. But he came out and said...
Can't stop, won't stop, guys.
Yeah. He came out and said, but the WWE Draft is returning, and that it's going to be, quote-unquote, a big game changer. It's going to change the game and be the biggest draft ever. So my question to everybody, starting with Sir Charles over here, what do they need to do to make this WWE Draft the biggest draft ever?
It has to mean something. And it has to be different than the ones before. So, and I've actually given this some thought. You don't want to really deprive each network of certain superstars because it didn't work well for you in the past, and that's kind of the reason why Roman Reigns still has both belts, because neither network's about to give his ass up, especially not during the sale. So what you do is whichever show they're drafted to, those are the championships they can compete for. Whereas, should a storyline happen to drift into another show, organically, you let it happen. But that's just me.
Interesting. Well, what do you think? And Fret's no Impact is not draft eligible. Stop it.
I think now is a bad time for a draft. It's like, again, like Charles said, it has to mean something. What's the point? It's like, cool, I'll watch it. It's interesting. It's like, I like a nice shakeup, but they don't follow their own draft rules ever. There's always crossover because that's what the networks want. It is better for business not to have a draft. It's better for creative to have a draft.
Yeah.
But it's bad for business. So like, if there was one network, the brand split works. I think it makes more sense. It's like who's complaining. But if it's between Fox and USA, you have the same problems we ran into a few years ago. But what's the big surprise? Maybe they split the belts and Roman defends on both shows, which means he has to double duty, which is never going to happen.
Which, I mean,
I think that would be big if they split the belts and he defended on both shows and had two feuds going simultaneously. I think that'd be fucking wild.
I mean, he essentially is on both shows to begin with, and the way that
he has to be.
Yeah,
he's the guy.
And the way that I see the structure set up that I've seen currently with WWE, with this, especially with the Fox and USA being involved, is that there are superstars, particularly that you will only see on Raw and SmackDown, but like your bigger stars will cross over essentially all the time because they've done it with Roman, they did it with Sami and the Usos because that was just money for everybody. Yeah. But it does have to be a little bit separate and unique.
And you can just say in kayfabe, he's ahead of the table. He needs to be on both shows to make that money. Just turn the truth into storyline.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing about it is that Triple H did say everybody is eligible to be drafted, which makes it very, very interesting. K Murphy, what are your thoughts on this future draft?
You guys actually just sparked an idea, and I want to see if it's eligible.
Oh, here we go.
Kayfabe.
Yes. Yes.
Wait.
Your name is kayfabe?
Yes, that's perfect.
What do we think?
Yes.
What do we think?
That's amazing.
Yes.
How do you spell fabe? Is it
Let's
one
see.
word? Dash? What do you do?
Don't do K-Fabulous because that is taken by somebody.
Wait, what did you say?
Don't do K-Fabulous, just do K-Fabe.
Ew. No, I wouldn't do that.
Kayfabe is a great nickname for you, Kay.
Yeah.
Kayfabe wins. Yeah, what if, like, to Francis' point in the chat here, I hope they draft Corey Graves and Wade Barrett goes to Raw, and Raw's commentary is just the most annoying, awful commentators, and Kevin Patrick and Wade
I
Barrett
hate him.
would be the opposite of entertaining.
Okay, but like for real about the draft, can we just like circle back to Roman splitting the belts? I
Please.
think they have to, because I feel like it'll make him so much stronger as a champion if he's actually defending two separate titles versus hoarding one title with two belts. Like, I love him so much, but I need something new.
There is rumblings that they were supposed to create a completely new belt, but the fact that they have not, is
a problem.
No, it's not a problem. I think it's just a cop out. Because what if the media rights deal is complete and they're still on two separate networks? Then they're never going to merge those belts. Or if they go to like one company for media rights, like a Fox, if Fox gets the exclusive media rights to them, or USA gets the exclusive rights to them completely, then they're going to merge that belt.
Yeah, I don't want to split the titles, to be honest. I prefer one champion.
Yeah, and that champion has to travel.
Really?
The champion has to travel.
Yeah, you know why? Because it makes you want other people to win more. And I think it just you have to establish that one guy above the rest. Like we talked about last week with Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing wrong with Seth. Cody's just better. It's like if Seth never wins that title, it makes me want him to win it more because I think he deserves it.
Yeah.
But there's two titles to go after. It's like, oh great, Seth won it. Cool.
It kind of waters down one title, and WWE's done that before with the world title. It made it look horrible.
I think there is a new title belt as well. And I think once Roman drops the belts, then they're gonna introduce a new title. You just beat the head of the table. You are the new guy. Here's your new belt. Doesn't make sense to give Roman a new belt right now.
Yeah, Charles, you had something.
That makes sense.
Having a single world title that flows between both shows gives it that much more importance over just the men's titles, over those secondary titles. Because it's like, okay, you're good enough, so you beat everybody on your show. Are you good enough to take on everybody in the company? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's perfect.
That's a great way of looking at it.
Great way of looking at it.
That's a fantastic way of looking at it.
And with that
Like,
logic,
could
you
make
should
the
unify the
argument
women's
Gunther
titles in that.
is leading. Yeah, they got to do the same thing with the women.
Yeah.
Like you can make the argument like Gunther rules SmackDown. He doesn't rule Raw. In fact, I don't want to see Gunther on Raw.
And he's not on
Gunther's
Raw.
great on SmackDown.
He's exclusive.
He's never on Raw.
Exclusive to SmackDown. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's great at it. It makes him shine more in a weird way.
No, it's good.
He's not overexposed. He's still an attraction.
Exactly. And once you get to that world champion level, you should be able to hold your weight on both shows.
And you should be on both shows.
Yeah.
Main events need to be on both shows. I completely agree.
I agree. Yeah. The one thing I will say for this, because Triple H said, I was thinking outside the box. Like, how can you make this as big as ever? Or the biggest thing where everybody's on the line? I think you have to make NXT available. Now, I'm not saying NXT in this current iteration is equal to Raw and SmackDown, because clearly there is a difference. But NXT, or people should be able to be sent to NXT in the draft. Like, you know how they always call up people from NXT?
That's not a bad idea.
You know.
But the problem is, right? You have first round. So Roman's not in the draft, right? Say he's not eligible, just for the sake of argument.
Sure.
You draft Seth first to Raw, then you draft like Drew McIntyre to SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would an NXT be like, all right, we're taking Edge? You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
you don't let NXT draft until round 5. So then you're essentially giving NXT half the picks later in the draft pool.
It's
it
interesting.
would be like Raw get like how they do it? They do like 3 picks. How they do it? What are the rules for the draft?
So
It's 3 hours.
historically, the way they did it by hours. So since Raw was a 3-hour show, they had 3 picks to SmackDown's 2. So
And that's 1 round.
That's every round.
Every round.
Yeah.
So you could do NXT gets 1 pick, but the other shows get 2 and 3
Potentially, yeah.
per round. I think that could work. Because by that time, you're going to have 5 major stars off the board, plus like Brock and Roman who can float because they're Brock and Roman.
Mm-hmm.
And like if NXT took like a Finn Balor or not someone of that caliber, or like a Damian Priest, it's more believable. And the first pick, they'd probably take their champion anyway.
Yeah, the other rule too is also that like, what do you do with factions? Like, are factions a package deal? Because sometimes they've been a package deal. Sometimes they've split them up. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends what they want to do for storylines.
Exactly. So,
like, oh, Grizzly Young Veterans, you want to release? Guess what? One of you's on SmackDown. Guess which one it is? You'll find out. The other one, oh, you're staying in NXT.
Yeah. Or another idea potentially be like, I liked when especially when I was in wrestling, when I saw the clips, like the draft wasn't always televised. It was always like we had a draft and who's gonna show up. Like the time when Jericho was doing the thing and he's like, oh, the WWE's Raw's number 1 draft pick, and it happened to be John Cena out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to be like who got drafted where, and just figure it out on like that Monday or that Friday.
Dude, I loved the draft as a kid. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
So let's take that idea, right? Remember when the draft used to like televise like the first like 8 rounds or whatever, and then the rest would be online?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could run that same idea, right? To where you essentially run, say, 98% of the roster, leaving like 6 to 10 superstars left undrafted, and those 6 to 10 go to NXT.
Supplemental draft, as Fred said. It's a great idea. NXT gets a supplemental draft.
Oh my God, Ricky, I got it. The groundbreaking news that's going to change everything.
What?
So you know how like Adam Pearce or like Sonya Deville would give the draft picks?
Yeah.
Every single draft pick, Roger Goodell is going to come out and just read the names.
To a chorus of boos.
The first pick in the WWE Draft, Raw selects. Boo! He has to get booed like 18 times on live television by a WWE crowd. And Triple H just goes, yeah, Fox loves it.
You know what would be better? And replace Roger Goodell? Have it be Vince. Have it be Mustache Vince.
Dude, Vince and Robert Goodell tag team. Vince did Raw, Roger Goodell did SmackDown.
And then you do that weird Eric Bischoff and Vince handshake.
They do the weird hug. That would be the greatest draft in the history of drafts if Roger Goodell and Vince McMahon with the genius mustache just read all the draft picks.
Oh my God.
And at the end, Stone Cold stuns both of them.
Yeah, right? Oh my God. Oh, that'd be brilliant. I mean, we could see Ari Emanuel since he's buying WWE. Dude,
Yeah, I forgot to mention, I forgot to make an Ariel Helwani and Dana White joke last week. Now they're technically part of the same company. I'm sure that's going to
go solid. Gotta go solid. So the draft apparently might be happening after Backlash. We will see what happens with that. Moving on, speaking of things draft, and somebody's going to be draft eligible, Logan Paul re-signed with WWE. He signed what people are saying is a multi-year deal, and he already has high hopes because he wants to become WWE champion, which, if you're going to resign, why the fuck not?
Yeah, dude, he gave my PR rep wrote this statement. I want
What
to
does it
inspire kids.
No, you don't.
No, you-
I want to prove that anyone can be WWE champion. It's just like, dude,
There's no
you're the one who like made fun of dead people in the woods.
Yeah.
Like in Japan.
It's true. Charles, on you.
Oh man, there's no possible way he had anything to do with that speech. That's terrible. I didn't hear it, but going based off what Will said, the man
It's
doesn't speak like that.
just a statement. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, no, that's insane. Best decision he possibly could have made. I don't see why he wouldn't have done it. It was great for him. He's great for the product. I think he did the right thing. And I wish him luck because unfortunately he's very good at it. Even though I would love to see him fall on his face just because he's a douchebag. He's fucking good at it, and you can't be mad at that.
Sure, K. Murphy, what are your thoughts on Logan Paul resigning?
I still have the screen. I can't wait to see Nate Diaz beat the shit out of his brother.
Oh, I found it. I wouldn't have signed this contract if I didn't think that I was capable of getting a WWE belt. I think it'd be the coolest thing ever. I'd love to have it on my resume, and I'd love to show every kid around the world who watches WWE that you can achieve anything.
Yeah, that was PR 101.
I mean, there's like
Stop.
this whole article is just filled with Logan Paul quotes that are just written by a PR agent.
My God. K. Murphy, what are your thoughts on Logan Paul resigning?
I feel like that's like an AI statement. Like an AI made that
ChatGPT.
for Logan Paul. Yeah. I'm not surprised. Like, I don't think it's surprising that Logan Paul is going to resign when, unfortunately, he's a good wrestler, and for whatever reason, people want to watch him wrestle. So, hopefully he gets the shit kicked out of him, but best of luck to him.
I think he goes as high as a U.S. champion.
Yeah, he's not going to be the fucking WWE champion. That's a joke.
Yeah, no, he gets the U.S. title. He'll get a tag title first. He'll go for the U.S. and win. Well, fuck it. Logan Paul can win King of the Ring.
That'd be pretty cool.
Okay. That will send shockwaves on wrestling Twitter.
I can see it.
I'm here to watch the world burn. But let's move on from all of that to the other big news. Guess what? Dark Side of the Ring has announced season 4.
Good luck.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Have you heard what
There's one I can't wait to watch.
season 4 of Dark Side of the Ring is actually going to be pretty interesting as I pull up right now what they're going to be talking about for Dark Side of the Ring season 4. It's going to be some very interesting topics, including, what do we got here? It's going to include the stories like emotional roller coasters of one of wrestling's most captivating and controversial couples, Chris Candido and Tammy Sitch, aka Sunny. The car accident that took out Magnum TA. We are also going to get a one on Abdullah the Butcher. We are also
that's gonna be a good
we're
one.
also going to get one on Will's favorite ECW wrestler, the Sandman. And last but not least, the one that I am most excited about because it's going to be an absolute train wreck. There is a Dark Side of the Ring coming on Marty Jannetty.
That
Oh
is
my
my
God.
most anticipated television program of the year. Fuck the Drag Race finale on Friday. Marty Jannetty
Wow.
on Dark Side of the
Oh, dude,
Ring.
it kind of seems like it's just like a biography show now.
No.
Like though, that's pretty cool. Like it's worth watching. It's like, okay, I want to watch a documentary of the Sandman, but like Dark Side of the Ring was, the murder of Brody Lee. Like that was an episode. Now it's just the Sandman.
Well, the Sandman's
what
a
does that
sad
mean?
character.
What does it mean though? Like what's the dark side?
I don't know. We're going to find out.
Right, but it's like, I guess, New Jack, because like he actually almost murdered someone in the ring. That makes sense.
Like twice.
But like, I don't get the dark side of, like the Montreal School Job, right? There's a dark side of wrestling. It's like, oh, I was fucked up. But it's like, okay, Marty Jannetty, what are you gonna say? Oh, Shawn Michaels fucked him over. You got kicked through a
Have you
wall.
followed Marty Jannetty since he left
Yeah,
wrestling?
he's out of his mind.
Yeah,
I
there you
guess.
go. That's it right
His
there.
go on Marty Jannetty's Facebook. It is my favorite thing. he like allegedly murdered someone, like that's gonna be on there.
Oh yeah.
How he like he like almost I think it's either like a sex worker he murdered or a gay guy or something.
Jesus.
It's a whole thing.
Listen.
But he's like he admits to it on Facebook that he murdered someone.
Oh my God, that's goodness gracious.
That's problematic.
That's very problematic, Marty Jannetty.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
Please do. Here's the thing. You got to do something in season 4 because clearly the AEW backstage drama isn't old enough yet to get a Dark Side documentary. So they have to hold on until we can get, like, you know, the CM Punk incident. That's what you got to do. But let's go on this. Let's go on this thing of Dark Side of the Ring. Sir Charles, our guest host today. What is a Dark Side of the Ring that you would want to see in the future?
Ooh. Besides the backstage fight, because I'm always down for some just genuine drama and fisticuffs.
I got one.
I got one,
Sure,
too.
I'll be honest. I haven't watched any of the Dark Side of the Moons. Sorry, Dark Side of the Rings. I apologize.
You should. They're fantastic.
I've heard great things. I've seen snippets, and I just haven't taken the time to sit down and watch a whole one. However, I feel like it covered a lot of the ones I really would have wanted to see already.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't cover Owen Hart yet, did they?
Yeah, they did. Two-parter.
They did two-parter to end season 1.
That would have been like the one because that was actually like the first pay-per-view I remember watching. So yeah,
I still have to watch part
Y'all,
2
I
of Brian Pillman's.
Found it.
What do you got, Kay?
Can I read it to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I'm going to read you a Marty Jannetty's Facebook post from 2020 about how he admitted murdering someone. He says, I never told no one this, even my brother Gino, because Gino would have killed him, and I didn't want my brother gone. Hell, he'd only recently came home from Vietnam. I was 13, working at Victory Lane's bowling alley, buying weed from an F-slur that worked there, and he put his hands on me. He dragged me around to the back of the building. You already know what he was going to try to do. That was the very first time I made a man disappear. They never found him. They should have looked in the Chattahoochee River. But Winnie, the girl in these pics, I liked you so damn much, probably my favorite, but I promised myself way back then that nobody would ever hurt me again. That includes you. I loved you, but you hurt me with your fucking Jamaican jealousy. You can go your own way. I don't need you.
That's so...
FBI, open up!
That's what like needs to happen to Marty Jannetty.
Yeah.
So, like, I remember when this happened because I have, like, a wrestling group chat, and, like, we talk about Marty Jannetty in there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he also said he wanted to have sex with a woman that he raised as a daughter.
All right.
Damn it. Oh, that's a good dark side.
Yeah.
Okay,
Did
he say the actual F slang, or did he actually say, quote, F slang?
No, I redacted.
You
that.
redacted? Okay, so he said the
I
actual...
don't like it.
If he said
No.
what you actually said, that would have been...
Oh, no, he said
the actual
faggot.
word?
I just...
Okay.
Yeah, it's just not my favorite.
No, okay. If he actually said F word slang, like F word, whatever, I would have been
No.
funnier.
I feel like
funnier.
I feel like he said the N-word, honestly.
Probably did.
with reckless abandon.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of N word, that's my dark side of the ring. Hulk Hogan saying the N word.
What? Stop!
You can't open sentences like that, bro.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, it's very dangerous. Very dangerous move.
Well, that's my dark side. That's my dark side episode.
Here's my dark side episode. And it's unconfirmed, but I want them to see how far they can get with it. Macho Man and Stephanie McMahon.
Oh, no one's going to talk about that. Nobody's going to talk about that.
That's what.
Bullshit. It'll be on Netflix.
Honky Tonk Man might talk about that.
I'm just saying, Stephanie's no longer affiliated with the company. Macho Man is.
Yeah, Stephanie Man's gonna hop on and go, "Oh, he fucked me so good. I was 14."
It is one of the stories that still needs some answers in wrestling. We have stories for mostly everything else. Kay, what's a dark side you want to see besides Marty?
I can't wait.
Marty Jannetty was my number one, actually. So, like, I'm gagged that it's happening. But, CM Punk AEW fight's pretty up there. I feel like, it's not that I want to see this, but I can see it happening. I feel like Jeff Hardy's going to end up on the show somehow.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
So it's not I want to see it, but it's a matter of when is it going to happen.
I think the Hardys are going to have their own 4-part series.
Yeah.
You could do did Vince Russo tank WCW on purpose?
Ooh, that's fun.
You know why? Because I want to see that dark side, because you're going to interview Vince Russo, you're going to interview Bischoff, you're going to interview Jim Cornette, and that's all I want to hear. I want to hear Jim Cornette go off about his hatred for Vince Russo.
You could do a Vince Russo and why everyone fucking hates him, even though he's one of the greatest people ever in wrestling history.
So you know how, do you remember, there's an ESPN 30 for 30 called I Hate Christian Laettner?
Yes, I hate Vince Russo.
I hate Vince Russo.
I hate Vince Russo. How Vince Russo goes out and goes, bro, I fucking hate me too.
What a wreck. What a wreck. Dark Side of the Ring coming very soon.
My mother hated me.
Very, very soon. Let's move on to some other things going on in the current world of wrestling, like Cody Rhodes doing his best Colonel Sanders impression with that off-white suit. Challenges Brock Lesnar to Backlash because Roman is on vacation, which is pretty evident by the fact that you haven't heard a lick out of him since the Raw after Mania. So, Charles, what are your thoughts on Reverend Rhodes and his latest sermon?
All right, it was a great promo. Thought it was wonderful. It was passionate. I was ready to drop a couple dollars into the collection plate. Still not the biggest fan of this direction, even though it makes the most sense from a who else is available standpoint. They haven't established anybody else to be on Roman's level outside of Brock. Brock's been Roman's gatekeeper ever since the WrestleMania match.
Yeah,
you got to. You know what I'm saying? You beat Brock. Next logical person for you to go on to would be Roman.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I get why. You know what I'm saying? I get why it's Brock, but it's kind of out of nowhere. Don't really make much sense, and I'm pretty sure Brock got better things to do, like train to fight John Jones. Because if I don't get this fight, I'm going to be highly upset.
The issue with this here is that besides Cody being a reverend on the mic all the time, and he also addressed a lot of the rumors. So he even addressed the rubber chicken in the ring at WrestleMania, which again,
that was
fantastic by Cody. He even addressed the argument that people saying that he didn't do enough to earn it, which I thought was a great little jab at some people. The issue is that the other side of this story about why Brock was attacked Cody is the worst excuse I have heard for a wrestling story in a very, very long time. He was mad because he was the first match on the card?
This is the same guy that decided because he wasn't going to main event, he was going to be the first match on the card at WrestleMania so he can go and be about his day.
Yeah. So, why is he mad now?
For him.
That's where they're losing me in the storyline.
There's a better way to tell that story. He's like, listen, you had me work at this bum Omos who doesn't want to match since NXT.
Well, you are an Homo sapien. You take that back.
The guy who used to be a giant ninja, that's who my opponent is. No, fuck you, I'm being in the main event whether you want. I'm going to put myself in the main event. Talk about me now. That's the better way to tell this
It sounds
story.
like you
Brock's
just have hate
mad
for Omos.
No, I'm saying Brock should have hate for Omos. I'm saying Brock should be because also playing off the internet, everyone's like, why is Brock so low on the card, right? Why is Brock fighting this no-named loser who always loses?
You have to answer to Quan. Are you homophobic?
A little bit. He's so terrifying.
Well,
he's so big. He's gonna eat me if he ever hears this. But yeah. But
how can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay.
Wait, what?
Do none of you know that
No,
song?
no, sorry.
Is it no?
You took me.
Yeah,
aback.
we're all flabbergasted here.
That's the better way to tell the story. Because Brock could just be like, "Listen, I was sick of being on the undercard. I belong in the main event. I'm gonna be in the main event whether you want me to or not."
The only problem is we haven't heard anything from Brock, which is the big issue.
Yeah, that's the better way to tell that. That's the story you can tell here to make it believable.
Because Brock's only works once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's weird, and Brock needs to provide answers for everybody. But let's move on.
But it's gonna be great when Cody beats him.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be great. Into the return no one actually really cared for, Matt Riddle, who remembered to wear pants this week, showed up and is now automatically injected into this ongoing placeholder known as the Bloodline feud without Roman. Because let's be honest, folks, without Roman Reigns in the picture, this feud is kind of mid.
This is bullshit, man.
Yes.
I'm over it.
Yeah, I don't need Matt Riddle in my main event Sami Zayn storyline.
Yeah, which is ironic because it makes
Riddle.
the most. Yeah, it's ironic because it makes the most sense out of all the storylines we just talked about. Because Solo did take out Riddle when he went to rehab, and now he's back. And now he's back wearing a 420 bro shirt like we haven't learned anything at all.
Well, it is April.
It is.
I know, but still. It's just
I kind of feel like, listen, Sammy had his moment. It's like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are very much back down to earth.
yeah.
The Sammy pops they're done. You know what I mean? It's like you had your moment, you did it, mission accomplished. All right. We never thought about after.
That was
We
the
just
issue.
want that
That's why I still say Cody should have won. Because now look at the fallout. Roman's not around, and now the bloodline is still kind of a thing. Like there seems to be a lot of iffiness.
That's fine though, dude. The story was told. You know, the story was told and it was told right. It's finished. Now it's time. You gotta wait a little bit to start something else.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Kay, don't look at the comments right now.
Stop it.
Stop
it.
Speaking of people
Stop
returning
it.
from rehab.
Stop it.
Hey, no.
Stop it. Dead ass. Dead ass.
He's the one that watches AEW Dynamite while we do this show. Usually it's you, Kay.
Yeah, Kay, turn on your television.
I don't have one.
Oh, that's bad.
Well,
I don't know
why
how
do
you
think
survive.
Seriously.
I use my computer normally, but I'm doing the show right now, so I can't exactly watch Dynamite while doing the show.
Oh, that attitude.
Yeah, so it is confirmed. It is confirmed. Jeff Hardy has returned.
Cool.
Welcome back, Jeff. He's probably still dancing his way to the ring right now. So
Oh, yay.
don't cry on us, Kay, please.
Thank God.
You don't know, cry. I want you to cry. You didn't cry last week. I want you to cry this week.
I wasn't here last week. I think
before.
that it's very fitting that I am here the week Jeff Hardy comes back.
It's also very fitting that Jeff Hardy
And come
comes
on.
back during our Matt Riddle segment.
No, literally though. But like, remember I had the last minute impulse. I'm like, I'm gonna come on the show.
Yeah.
And now Jeff Hardy's here.
I mean, I guess.
Punk's next, y'all.
No,
Punk's next,
no.
y'all.
All right, listen.
My time
Listen,
is coming.
let's talk about that real quick.
Yo, Punk is next.
Punk needs to stay far away. Like, I'm good. Chick magnet Punk.
Dude, Punk needs to main event that fucking stadium with Kenny Omega.
The only people that will accept
Yeah.
him is the Wembley Stadium.
For the Undertaker.
Say what?
What was that, Charles?
I said Punk needs to start doing one-man shows and open for the Undertaker.
Oh my God.
God, that'd be so funny. I should be the main event.
Mr. Fretz, does Jeff look healthy?
He said he looks good. So I don't know what that
The
means.
greatest feud in wrestling is Jeff Hardy versus sobriety. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that
is.
is true. So yeah, the Riddle Sammy thing, and also the weird thing about Raw losing half their roster because of flight issues, which is interesting. And then you had Sami Zayn and Riddle literally running from the parking lots to go to the ring for the save. It's an interesting time to be wrestling, and the fact that Roman's away right now kind of is exposing some people. So it's interesting to see what they do with this. But let's move on to, hey, Trish turned heel. not when we all expected it. Trish turned heel, which I guess is going to lead to the end of Lita's run if Lita was already taken out of TV. Because if you guys watched Raw, Lita was taken out, presumably by Trish, before their match. Becky and Lita dropped the tag titles in the hot potato that is the women's tag titles to Liv and Raquel, and Trish turned on Becky. So we can all assume that Lita's done, and we're getting Trish and Becky at Backlash. Sir Charles, what are your thoughts on seeing heel Trish return?
I'm here for it. I'm always here for it. Any bit of satisfaction I can get on my television, I'm always going to be here. Excuse me, here for it. One of my fondest memories was Trish's debut, so yeah, I don't give a damn. But I will say it does make the most sense because if you're gonna go Becky Trish, you want to keep the man. You want to keep Becky as a face because Becky as a heel don't make no sense for her to start flip flopping because then you just turn her into Charlotte. So you want to keep. You have to keep Becky in the role she's in now. So that forces Trish to have to go heel, and for a legend to go heel for a one-off is not a big deal.
It's very true. Will Terrence talk? Do you like your satisfaction as a heel?
You know, it's funny, Ricky, we've been talking for the past few weeks. I swear to God, someone listens to this show from WWE. How, like, we couldn't name the last time the women had a storyline that was, like, a main event that didn't have a title, or any storyline that didn't have a title.
Yeah.
So
here it is.
They're trying,
Yeah.
and I don't care. I don't care that Trish turned heel. I'm like, cool.
Listen, I love seeing Trish in any aspect whatsoever, because she just doesn't age. And like I don't understand it. Like
No, she ages. She is.
no,
Look,
she does not age at all. Listen,
she's more machine now than man.
there's something in that Canadian water, let me tell you. But I like to see it. Will it lead to something? Who knows? Again, it's a one-off. Yes, Kay?
It might stretch
I
out
have
further than
Well, I have a
Backlash.
prediction.
What's that?
Well, I think this is setting up for Trish and Lita at SummerSlam, like one last time.
Huh.
I promise you, I don't want that.
No thanks. No thanks. I'm gonna pass on
I
that.
love Trish and Lita, right? Trish
Same.
can probably still give you a good 12 minutes. Lita might give you a good 4.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Solid, like, put together, well executed 4 minutes. And the rest of it is going to be either clunky, depressing or disappointing.
They didn't look that great at Mania, to be honest. I mean, it
No,
was
they were
fine. The match
fine.
was fine, but I was just like, ooh, they didn't look so good.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Trish is clearly in better shape than Lita, I think, ring shape wise.
Of course, look at her.
Yeah. I mean,
She's definitely in shape.
she was a fitness model
look at-
for a reason.
But then you got to look at their movesets. Like, Lita's moveset calls for so much more that
Yeah.
she, like, remember, we sit here in astonishment at everything that Rey Mysterio can still do to this day. And we expect Lita to come from the living room and do the same shit? Are you crazy?
You got a point. It's a very, 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 very fair point. So it's going to be interesting to see where Trish goes with this. If anybody can be a natural heel, Trish has a great heel face, and someone to argue about heel Trish is the best Trish. You know, so. But this also means if Trish is still wrestling, there's still hope for Mercedes versus Trish somewhere down the road, which we were deprived of after the first Women's Royal Rumble. Moving on, though. EO's...
Couldn't happen.
Yeah. So Damage Control is somewhat going to break up because clearly Bayley's about to turn on both of them. But I do like the story that they've continued with this, where Bayley was going to get essentially another shot at Bianca's title, and EO and Dakota were like, well, how come you get all the chances and we don't? So Bayley switched begrudgingly, clearly by her face, in this picture. And now, folks, we have EO versus Bianca for the next Raw Women's Championship match. What are our thoughts, Charles first, of course, on EO finally getting her time to shine?
I kind of want this to go into a series. Like, I don't want a one-off, and then she goes on to the next opponent, mainly because she really don't got nobody else, but also because I think they can put together a hell of a series. Also, I like the way they got into this rift with Bailey because it makes sense. It's organic. You know what I mean? It gives you a storyline you can actually follow and kind of bite into. Like, okay, no, this makes sense. I would be kind of upset too if the same person keeps getting these looks and I don't get the opportunity, and you keep fucking up.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense there. K Murphy, what are your thoughts on this?
I agree. I want to see Io and Bianca have a substantial storyline and not have it just be a meaningless one-off. I'm just not necessarily sure if I believe at this time that Io is going to beat Bianca for the title.
No, I don't.
But
I
I
don't think
also,
No,
I just don't know. Like, I really thought Asuka was gonna win at Mania. Like, I'm not mad that Bianca retained because I love her, but I just don't know what else there is for her. Unless we get, I don't know, like an Eva Marie run or something.
Don't stop trying to make Eva Marie happen, K Murphy. I know what you're trying to do. Don't you dare.
I am gonna manifest the returns of CM Punk and Eva Marie by the end of
Listen,
the year.
Jeff Hardy, okay. CM Punk, begrudgingly okay. Do not try to bring back Eva Marie at all.
the only believable person for Bianca to drop to would be a Charlotte returning from a break after losing to Rhea.
I thought about Charlotte too, so she could beat all the but I wanted her to beat all the horsewomen, not. Which is why I wanted. I don't know.
Right. No. And you're 100% right. But she's got to beat them at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all love Bianca in the chase anyway. So it's an easy story. You let her drop, say, I don't know, Extreme Rules. And then you run that storyline. Let her win at the Chamber because she's already won the Rumble. Boom, WrestleMania, and she wins again.
I like it.
There you go. Charles, our amazing booker. Well, what are your thoughts on Bailey's outfit choice? Clearly, the not give a shit sweats.
She looks great though. I'm not gonna lie, she looks fucking great. I would have cuddles with Bailey if she looked like that. Absolutely. That's totally. I'm ready for cuddles and TV. So that's my Bailey. I think Io Sky is going to go on a massive run this year. I think this is just beginning.
I think so too.
This is a one-off because they're going to tease the fuck out of you. They're going to make you say, "I want that match again," but she's going to go into a feud with Bailey first, beat her, build towards Bianca maybe at SummerSlam, maybe push it up further to Rumble.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to get that series just at a later date because Io's about to go on a massive run. Because her in a feud with Bailey is going to do really good for her.
Yeah, no,
and Dakota's kind of just, Dakota's
she's kicking somewhere. Maybe she teams up with Tegan again.
Oh God, please.
No.
Team kicks.
But I think this is great news. I think this is a very good change in direction for Io because she is a star and she needs to be shown as one. Bailey has had her time in the sun plenty of times before, and now she's in a position where she kind of just puts people over.
Here's what I want. I want Io and Bianca in like a cage match again, and I want Io to dive into the cage with a trash can on her head like she did at War Games in NXT.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just for no fucking reason. Io Sky needs to be in War Games again. She should always be a War Games.
Yes.
She should always be a War Games competitor. But let's move on to the K Murphy portion of the show, where I don't know if you know, but Jay White showed up on AEW Dynamite last week.
Yes, I was there.
I don't know if you were there or not at all, but apparently you were. So talk about this moment with the quote-unquote hottest free agent supposedly joining AEW.
You're the only free agent, more like.
Well, no, they confirmed that he is all elite. So that was like fucking 3 minutes into the show. It was so fucking hot in the UBS arena for Jay White. Like, I almost blew out my voice for Jay White alone.
I'm not surprised at that. I've been with you at wrestling events.
It was, but this is the thing. My two predictions for UBS was Jay White if he didn't show up at Mania, which he didn't, and then he didn't show up at Raw after Mania, so I'm like, all right, he's going to AEW. Because I don't know. I don't see him on SmackDown at all.
Here's the thing. I don't see Jay White on WWE at all.
I think they could have if NXT was more black and gold.
Dude, Jay White literally looks like Big Cass and Daniel Bryan just as a normal person.
Speaking of Big Cass, Big Cass wrestled
Bill?
on the fucking Big Bill wrestled on Dark Elevation before the show.
Was that before or after the Ring of Honor tapings?
Before. I actually left during the Ring of Honor tapings. Sorry.
Boy, you put on before Ring of Honor.
They did. They didn't because they didn't do Rampage after. They did Ring of Honor instead.
Because there wasn't Battle of the Belts last week.
Battle of the Belts was on Friday.
Yeah.
So they didn't do that on Long Island. They did that on like Rhode Island or some shit. Somewhere else.
The wrong island. I got you.
But we dipped after the first Ring of Honor match just to get the train home. Honestly, like I wanted to stay, but I needed to go home. That was more important. But the crowd was fucking wild. Like the pop for Jay White was one of the most unreal pops I've been to, like experienced in person.
Mm-hmm. Jay White needs to be in this all-in Wembley Stadium show.
Oh, he's definitely gonna be 1,000%. Like they'd be stupid to not have him wrestle. But what else do you have in the AEW?
Oh yeah, I wanted you to talk about, obviously Jay White's debut, but also we're going to talk about MJF Day on Long Island. In particular, what seems to be the prevailing feud now for MJF now, as if we're going with the pillars. How's the food, Charles?
It's the big man in the back, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Where we have, hold on, we're going to talk about the food later. Where we have MJF versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry seems to be the next big feud for the AEW World Title. So talk about MJF Day, K Murphy, as a Long Islander yourself.
So I went to this event with my partner who grew up in New Jersey. So like,
excellent, great start. That's a phenomenal start.
I need you to know that she boos MJF. So like,
wow.
I'm literally
wow.
like,
How did you make it out alive?
Well, I don't know, because I was screaming so ferociously for MJF that it didn't matter that my partner was wrong. But okay, so I was at Mania 35 when John Cena performed Thugonomics. Word Life, the spectacle of Pennies from Heaven in the UBS arena, immaculate, vibes perfect, his voice flawless. I did not expect a musical. I also had to show my partner the dinner debonair after we got home.
So awesome.
Oh my god!
Because I mentioned that MJF can sing. I'm like, well, we know he can sing, and she's like, how? I'm like, well, didn't you see the AEW musical? And she's like, what? And I'm like, oh. So we watched it. I didn't realize how shitty Jericho looked back in 2020.
Back then?
So bloated.
Have you seen him now?
Because this was like, no, this was, well, he was especially red during the dinner debonair. And I just remember this was like a little bit of the bubbly era where he was like, drunk and losing the title in Longhorn Steakhouses.
It was a great era of Jericho.
Like it was so good.
It's a great Jericho era.
I'll never forget
He's
that.
like 52.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
But it's wild to me, like, going to UBS for AEW is, like, low-key my favorite wrestling experience. Like, generally, like, between going to, like, Raw, I've never been to a SmackDown or an NXT taping.
Ooh.
But it's, and I went to Grand Slam, which is also, like, so special and wonderful in its own way. But going to see MJF on Long Island is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I am the best and worst version of myself when I go to AEW shows. The ferocity in which I was yelling "Scissor me, daddy ass" was unmatched.
My God.
Also, he brought out the fucking, like, the commissioner, the whoever of Oyster Bay, and he got booed the house down.
Yeah, because he's from Oyster fucking Bay. Fuck him.
I don't get it.
You don't
There was
understand
a-
it's a Long
there
Island
was
thing,
a-
Will.
No, dude, no one cares about Long Island. Other than people from Long Island. Get over this.
It was no. The Heat in the UBS arena. It was Roman after Mania beating the Undertaker level of booze.
Yeah, because
there
fuck
was
that guy.
there was a lower your taxes chant.
Yes.
Like immediately booed the house down, lower your taxes, that's when MJF goes, "Hey, he's a good guy. Don't ruin this for me."
Well, no, because you know why he said that? Because he's actually a legit politician, because he's the one that gave MJF the
Yes.
proclamation for MJF Day.
No, I know
Because
that.
that made headlines on fucking Newsday. Okay? Like,
I know
MJF
that.
Day was a real thing, and I'm so upset that they actually did this.
I'm not. I think it's incredible.
God.
I bought an MJF shirt at the show.
Of course you did. It's the only thing that should have been on
Why do
sale.
you think Tony Khan had to pay for that?
No,
lot.
I think the politicians will do it just for free because it's free publicity for them.
Interesting. Someone got paid for that.
Someone got paid for it, yeah. It
It's
wasn't...
politics, Ricky. Come on now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's also publicity for that politician who's already hated in general.
MJF Day was probably one of my favorite things I've ever seen at a wrestling show live, just because it's so specific to like
Long Island.
my growing
yeah.
up. Like the people that were there that are not from Long Island, that's not going to hit for them as much. Every time MJF has done anything at the UBS, like, do you remember the fucking video package with him on the fucking football field at JFK?
Oh,
Like,
that was so good.
Yeah, and then he made fun of CM Punk's return, which is fantastic.
like, it's everything. MJF on Long Island is not. I've never experienced anything like that. And like going to New York City wrestling shows and seeing New York City talent in New York City does not hit like MJF on Long Island. It just doesn't.
Listen, once you become Long Island famous, you are famous here for life.
Like he's gonna be Billy Joel in like a year.
No one needs to be Billy Joel in any aspect whatsoever. Not even Billy Joel.
Oh, that's right. You hate Billy.
Yeah, fuck
Joel,
Billy
right?
Joel. He's a piece of shit. Moving on to MJF Day. Another one of K's favorite people, Noam Dar, showed up on NXT with the Heritage Cup, and he has,
Wow, I forgot about that.
And Noam Dar was like, "Oh yeah, I had flight delays or whatever for not showing up to NXT for like over a year and fucking half." But Noam Dar is bringing the NXT Heritage Cup to regular NXT, and so let's get a refresher what the NXT Heritage Cup is. In comparison, to people who know, Will, Charles, K, this is it reminds me a lot of the ROH Pure Championship in regards to rules. And so here are the rules of the Heritage Cup. It is a match which includes 6 3-minute rounds, 20-second breaks between rounds, and it is 2 out of 3 falls. So you got to win 2 of these rounds. A fall is equal to a pinfall, submission, or a countout. So there is a possibility that no one wins a fall because they're just quick 3 minutes round. This is essentially a 20-minute match broken up into 6 different segments. And so this,
weird.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a little bit off kilter. Like I said, it reminds you of ROH Pure rules, except the Pure rules are a little bit easier to follow. But Kay Murphy, as someone who followed NXT UK pretty extensively, what else can you tell us about the Heritage Cup?
Honestly, it's been so long that I can't give you any information.
Perfect.
Past what you've already said.
Perfect.
Not gonna lie.
This sounds way too complicated for no reason.
Well, according to Fretzelmania, who's also on our chat, thanks, Frets, it's literally World of Sport UK Wrestling. And Charles, I know you have been an avid amateur wrestling fan. Does any of these rules seem somewhat familiar to you?
The time constraints, yeah. Bringing it up. That's about it. Other than that, it'd be one of the things I have to see in execution.
Yeah. I'm interested to see it as well. I want to see how it is executed, it's different. It's unique. There are match stipulations that we don't really see. I like the breaks in between rounds, so it makes it seem like it's more authentic in nature. It reminds me when they did. It was like Omega and Okada did like a 2 out of 3 falls or something like that, and they took breaks in between. Like they're literally like went back to their corners in between the matches, which I thought was cool. So this is going to be a unique spin. Like I said, I'd like to see how this plays out. Which is something that I really wanted to keep. I mean, the Heritage Cup in and of itself looks fucking phenomenal. Like, it's what the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal Trophy should look like, if it meant anything.
It's stunning, honestly.
Yeah, no, it is a beautiful looking trophy.
It just screams Gryffindor.
Gryffindor!
10 points to Gryffindor.
So I'm interested to see how this is going to be executed on NXT with, a brand that already has a men's title, women's title, men's tag, women's tag, North American title. Now you're going to have the Heritage Cup. I'm going to be interested to see how this is going to be used to elevate the talent that is there. Also interesting to note, which I found out on NXT before we wrap up, the first ever, they had their first person compete on NXT that was part of their NIL program. So one of the first NIL recruits finally made it to TV and competed.
Cool.
So
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. He was a former football player from Northwestern. I forgot his name, but he didn't do too bad. He's clearly going to lose because it was his first time, but he didn't do too bad. But that's all the updates we really pretty much have for this week in the world of wrestling. It's a pretty interesting week in wrestling, but very happy that my good friend Charles showed up. So Charles, thank you for joining us. Is there anything that you would want to plug before we get out of here?
Like my fledgling modeling career? Like, not really.
Where can they find you on social media? Anything like that?
Yeah. So my IG is below, circumstantial hubris. Apparently you can't put the letters CUM together on Twitch, so I had to come up with something different. It's
Wait, what? Seriously?
I'm so serious. I tried to make this my Twitch handle, they wouldn't let me.
This comes in it?
Probably because it's not a real word because of the S. And so they just assumed I was going for something different.
Dude, you should have made it circumstantial. Sir, and come in space stand. Like, it's my name. It's my legal name.
Oh man, that's hysterical.
It might be my new Discord name, Sir Cumstantial.
Right? No, my what the hell is my Twitch? Samurai Chuck. It's also my PlayStation handle.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm eventually gonna start live streaming my games more because I don't do anything else when I'm home but play games or watch stuff on TV. So I guess I'll be playing games and talk about the stuff I don't watch on TV.
Yeah.
And that's all I got going on.
Maybe we'll make you the head of like Wrestle Addict Radio Twitch or something. I don't know. It's the property that I'm sitting on at the moment.
Why the hell?
Yeah, we can add you to it. We can add you. You can be exclusive to Twitch only, and just don't get us banned on Twitch. That's all I ask.
Or do.
I make
see how far we go with it. Also, fun fact: if anybody forgets, Charles is also the reason that our initial Hall of Famer Dusty Dave got all the merch that he got at WrestleMania weekend.
Did you like carry a belt for him or something?
No, we before we went to my boy Ronnie's restaurant, Charles and Dave went to the UPS and we
Oh, that's right, UPS. That's right. I forgot about that.
and shipped it. So, if there's anybody to thank for making sure Dave didn't have to slug all of his one-of-a-kind merchandise from WrestleMania, please thank Charles.
That was an insane afternoon.
Please thank Charles in advance.
To be clear, it wasn't me being big-hearted. He had that puppy dog look on his face, like he was going to ask me to carry some of his shit. And I was not, it wasn't happening. By no means. I didn't buy certain shit
Dave
because I
has
didn't want to
that
carry
effect a little bit.
He does. I hope Dave's doing well. Hey, Dave, what's going on? Hope you're doing well, Dave. Your birthday's coming up, Dave, in a couple of months, so.
Hell yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
Dusty Dave.
Dusty
What
Dave.
a man.
What a man. What a man. And on that note,
I
folks,
miss Dave.
Will, cue us out, sir. We're going to have a fun post show. We're going to pull up that roster, Charles. Get ready for that. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 336, A Hubris of Circumstance. Of course, I am your host, King Ricky Rose. You can formerly find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets. No time soon, except maybe if you find me on TikTok, maybe. BIGZ Ambassador Biggs. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR _podcast across all social media outlets. Like, share, subscribe, leave us some 5-star reviews, buy some of our awesome merch. The link to all of that is in the description below. If you are listening to us, make sure you're listening to us on Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, which will have polls and questions up on our exclusive Spotify account for Wrestle Addict Radio, because they're actually doing something with Spotify. Thanks, Anchor. And follow Wrestle Addict Radio socials at Addict_Wrestle on Twitter and Wrestle Addict Radio everywhere else on the social media. We had a pleasant surprise with Kay Murphy, who's planning to probably come back on a more permanent basis. Sir Charles, our special guest host, was an awesome time. There's a lot more stories to tell in the post-show, but when we get to the post-show, we will talk about those. But first, Will Tarashuk.
Ladies and Germans, my name is Will Tarashuk. That's T as in Thomas, A-R-A-S-H-U-K. This morning I released an episode of Talking with Tarashuk, one of my top 5 favorite podcasts of all time, including all the ones I've done here on Kings of the Rings.
Wow.
This guy was fantastic. Desmond Ryan, a former Toronto police detective. So
Goodness
we did a
gracious.
full hour and a half talking about the police force, differences between Canadian American police. We talked about defunding the police. He might have changed my mind, guys. Might support defunding the police now. I'll give you details in the post show.
Yeah, you should.
As well as I roasted him on the I debated him on the the Canadian trucker protests, which people considered the Canadian January 6th.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this. It was interesting.
That was a lot of fun. We had a phenomenal discussion. Please go check that out. Talking with Tarashuk. Anyone, everywhere podcasts can be found. Kay Murphy. How are you, my darling? Kayfabe over there.
Hi. Hey, y'all. Proud to announce that for the first time ever, you could find me across all social media platforms at K_Fabe.
Yes!
That's K_Fabe.
F-A-B-U-L-O-U-S. Oh, whoops, sorry, that's a rapper.
Yeah. I am fabulous. I am, for the first time in my adult life, on a relatively normal work and sleep schedule. I bought an exercise bike and I'm exercising.
Oh, shit.
Amazing. Excellent. That's awesome to hear.
Peloton K.
I have, oh no, God no, I'm not that bougie. I got a little, it sits under my desk so I can pedal while I'm sitting and working. So I pedal while I work.
Don't do a sedentary lifestyle.
I love it. I've been doing it for a week. It came like the day before I switched to like daytime, and it's already made such a difference in like my sleep, like my mental health.
Good.
It fucking rocks. So yeah. Let's go on the post show.
Yes, let's go on the post show with our brand new member Kayfabe, which is awesome. I'm already having merch ideas out the ass already in my head. But when we come back next week, folks, we're gonna have another guest host. He's gonna be the Will Gray from Bot Spots and Chair Shots is going to join our lovely little family.
That's gonna be
fun. It's gonna be.
That means the first guest game comes back.
The first guest game is gonna come back for the next couple of weeks. So we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about Will Gray and his story, ladies and gentlemen. I believe he's a certified chef and a cancer survivor. So we've got a lot of stuff for him to talk about. And then the week after that, we're going to have Kyle from April Bump. So we have a pretty loaded rest of our April with special guests and a lot of crazy stuff going on. So please be sure to tune in each and every week, for the Friends of a Show era is still in effect until we say it's out, and I hate this damn song. So let's get out of here to the post show. Goodbye, good night, and fuck you, Slack, and the song. Fuck the song too. Thank you, Taquan. I didn't know this was your song, Taquan, but thank you for that.
Oh, I love
It
that
slaps. Me too.
It's
I
such a
listen to
great
it a
song.
lot.
Yeah, so Charles, are you pulling up our rosters right now?
So, in order to do this, I have to book my show, because then run through my roster, then book my show, then pull up your roster.
We should have just screenshotted this when we had the chance.
Why didn't you?
Way to Monday Night Quarterback that situation.
God damn it, Ricky, the audio happened again.
For you?
Yeah, I don't know why it's staticky. I did it right this time.
Yeah, that's weird. Mine works. I can put it together. That's no big deal.
Yeah, it happened 60 minutes in. I don't know how that keeps happening.
That's odd. So, well, I didn't know you knew. Were you on Bot Spots and Chair Shots, Will Gray? Or do you just...
No, I have no idea who that is. No idea.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be 2 Wills next week. It's going to be great.
Well, that's not going to be confusing
No,
at all.
not at all.
You know, you can call me circumstantial.
Oh, my God. But wow. No, that's not going to happen. Taquan. It's not going to happen to Quan. Man is out of his mind. But K, so you're going to be K_Fabe. So it's KAE_Fabe?
Yep.
Perfect. It's not the K-Fabe, it's just K-Fabe?
The episode, but I'm like, wait a second. Thank God.
Yeah, no, it's good. Who's some... Oh. Nice. Nice. In hockey news, the Islanders just clinched the playoff and the fucking Penguins are out. Thank God. Thank God. Fuck Crosby so much.
It's another opportunity for me to confuse my coworkers.
What's up? Oh, but you're an Islander fan?
That I'm a hockey fan.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Well, when are we going to get you to the UBS Arena?
That's a trip, man. That's probably not going to happen, dude. It's too far.
It sucks, dude. You would love it.
It was very hard to get me to Long Island. Like, it's very, very hard to get me out there.
How was Shitty Field, by the way?
Dude, it was cold, but it was awesome. Monday night was a great. I mean, the Mets won, so it kind of sucked. But it was great. The game was a quick 2 hours and 48 minutes. It was a lot of fun.
So, do you like the new pitching, like the new rules with the pitch clock and shit?
I haven't decided yet because watching it on TV, the game feels a little rushed. But in person, it's actually pretty nice.
Nice.
Also, like the Mets, the fucking Padres didn't get the first hit to the 6th inning. That's probably why I went a little fast.
Wow, yeah, that'll also do it.
But it was Scherzer versus Yu Darvish, so it's a very
Jesus
good.
Christ, that's a pitching.
It was a very good pitching. Did you see like the Mets had 2 infield singles like down a line in the same inning?
No, I did not.
That was on Monday night. So it was a bunt and a swinging bunt. They tried to let it roll foul, and 2 times in a row it just didn't.
It just lied dead. Oh my God! All right, so we'll have to pull up our roster, Charles and I roster later.
No, I'm ready.
Oh, you're ready? Okay, so let's hear Charles's roster.
All right, I'm going in draft order.
Okay.
Starting with my world champion, Bianca Belair. My world champion, AJ Styles. I'm sorry, this is definitely
That's
your
definitely my roster. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. So you got Bianca Belair, AJ Styles, Ronda Rousey, Finn Balor, Nikita Lyons,
Nice.
Nikki.
Angelo Dawkins, who is tag team champion with Ricochet, Omos, Dakota Kai,
in the game.
right? Raquel Rodriguez, JD McDonough, MVP, Cora Jade, and Nikki Ash, Wesley, and Aaliyah.
Yes, I also am the NXT 2.0 brand.
It's a pretty bad bottom, dude. Not gonna lie.
Well, here's the thing. Also, so what Charles and I did, you can actually update your draft pool. So you can switch the roster. You can switch the classes of the wrestlers. You can increase or decrease their popularity.
Interesting.
And you can start them out as heel or face. And so you can also figure out who's active and who's inactive. And you can also change the popularity of all the jobbers as well. But even though you change...
local talent. That's all it needs to know.
And here's a fascinating thing about it, though. Even though you change like all the settings of who's active and who's inactive, you don't get to draft all of them. They make a portion of them available to be drafted. Everybody goes into the free agent pool afterwards.
Cool.
So, like, we made Cody Rhodes, since he was white hot, like the highest popularity you could, but he wasn't able to be drafted. He became a free agent because he wasn't part of a draft. So, but yeah, Charles, what's your roster? Do you have your roster pulled up, or are you just we're just have to miss?
Okay, deal. And I'm gonna do this, and I'm trying to run this by you before I did it. Seeing as how I have to book a week of yours, I'll just let you book a week of mine, and we'll call it.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I actually do that booking. All right, cool. Stand by.
Ricky, make a Aaliyah and Nikki Ash main event
And
in a Hell in a
it
Cell.
depends on what Triple H needs me for.
Stop it.
I may start. I satisfied that.
The women's tag is the only, because like my first show, I just established all the champions. I just I didn't have room for a women's tag feud yet.
Oh, I don't even have women's tag champions yet.
Yeah.
But all right, here I go.
Charles, what's your branding? Because I know I'm NXT 2.0, and who are you?
I have SmackDown.
He's Smack.
You have NXT 2.0 with Xavier Woods. I have SmackDown with Tyler.
There we
Breeze.
go.
In draft order, just keep this in mind. This is in draft
Yes.
order. Dominic Mysterio.
What? You tried to Dom first?
Yes, he did.
For good reason. He was 70 popularity. So Dom, Drew McIntyre, Bayley, who's my women's champion, Liv Morgan, Big E, who's my world champion, Asuka, Dana Brooke, Ivar, Tamina, Akira Tozawa, Kaden Carter, Noam Dar, Xia Li, Masay, who is tag team champions with Veer Mahan, Giovanni Vinci, and Ilya Dragunov.
And you thought I had a bad bottom draft?
That's a pretty bad bottom too, man.
I have my reasons. There was a period of time
I'm sure you do.
But like we don't.
No, I cleaned the board of Giants like round 11 just to fuck with everybody else.
Yeah. So, but also like once you raise people's popularities, their contracts go up.
Makes
So
sense.
and we only get 3.25 million to start with, and so like our most popular people, their contracts were like $300,000.
I paid $325,000 for Dominic Mysterio.
See what I mean?
It's a lot.
So eventually, you do have to take some people just to like save some money to put on a show. So it's good. So we're going to be in week 2 the next time Charles and I reconvene on this. So it's going to be an interesting thing. But it's time to play our favorite game. Let's pull this up. Are we ready to play Are we ready to play Am I the Asshole?
Always.
Here we go. Since I did it once with Kay and I did it once with Will. Now you guys both get to do it. Speaking of... Alright, here we go. Am I the Asshole, Red? Let's see what we got this week for Am I the Asshole. Yes, Taquan, you are always the asshole. Thank you for noticing.
We love a self-aware queen.
Oh, Taquan, you're a funny man. Okay, let's see what I got. Hold on. Okay. This is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good debate. I like this one. So this one says, the title is, Am I the Asshole for telling my brother's girlfriend her dog is not equal to human life and to stop talking?
No.
No, I also agree.
So here's the story.
I also agree.
Because I am a 27-year-old man, used to think this was something that people would only say online, but I've definitely seen it and heard it firsthand, bleeding into real life, which is why I am asking here. Maybe I'm just weird because I am surprised I even have to ask this. It's not uncommon to see online Reddit, for example, to see people say they would choose to save their dog over the life of a living person because their dog is their dog, while the person is just a stranger. That entire mentality seems warped and incredibly vile. I don't hate dogs, and I like playing with them, but I don't understand how one can compare one to that of a person. That was once online, but it seems to be bleeding into real life at times. Yesterday, a family friend was telling my family and my brother's girlfriend, Mary, who is a 25-year-old female, how her son is having major medical issues which could ultimately take his life, and how she and her husband were not dealing with it well at all. And my brother's girlfriend said, I understand what you're going through. When Kennedy, her dog, needed surgery, she didn't know how to deal with it and was a mess. Everyone kind of got quiet because she was comparing the life of a dog to a 9-year-old child, and she said it like it was totally normal. The mom was visibly taken back and hurt, and Mary didn't understand why. Mary added Kennedy is like a child to her, and before she could go on, I just blurted out something like, not the same at all, please stop talking. Mary did not stop talking, but it made everything uncomfortable, so everyone called it an evening. My dad asked Mary to leave and told my brother he needed to ensure he and Mary somehow made this right because that was heartless. My mom said she wasn't sure how to end the conversation after that, but my method wasn't it. My brother hasn't said much other than he gets it, but he is still upset with me. Mary is demanding an apology and for me to mend the relationship with my dad. The few people who know about this are torn. Some people are saying Mary wasn't wrong, and me and others do not get to tell her how to feel about her dog, and I invalidated her feelings. Others are saying she should be ashamed. One friend said, this is a problem only white developed nation people could encounter, and Mary and Mary is actually a bad person. I can't believe I actually have to ask this, but they got me. Am I the asshole for any of this?
I think
No.
the person with the dog is not an asshole, because it's also, you don't know their situation. Like, they might not be able to have children. So for them, their dog, their pet is their kid. So
That's fair.
Her heart was in the right place.
Yeah.
But
I don't think it's fair to discredit people that they're invalid because they have a dog and not a human kid.
Oh no. All that's
You know?
that's well. The reason why the person in question is not the
Cut
asshole.
out, so I can't hear all of you roasting me.
We're not roasting you. But Charles, go ahead.
Oh, the reason why the person in question is not the asshole is because all they did was try to context and clarity to why everybody was quiet in the first place when the dog owner opened her mouth. Some people are incapable of reading the room or reading the audience. All this person did was give closed captioning to the audience, and therefore they're not the asshole. That was just a shit situation all around.
That sounds, yeah, sounds about right to me.
Yeah, that person's not an asshole for telling her to shut up, but she's not an asshole for saying it in the first place either.
Yeah, she was trying to relate, and they
Yeah, she was just trying to relate,
and it didn't go well.
Didn't.
Right.
No, there goes K's internet.
And we lose K. Oh, wow, it took to the post show for us to lose K.
So respectful.
So respectful. It's very true. All right, I got another one. This one's shorter, and this one's, I think, going to be even interesting. Am I the asshole for wanting my boyfriend to get rid of his teddy bears?
How old's the
We're
boyfriend?
going to find out. We're going to find out.
Please,
We're going to find
go
out.
ahead.
Okay. So my boyfriend is a great guy, but he has about 7 different teddy bears, all with names from childhood, but like recently bought them between 3 to 5 years ago. He cuddles them and sometimes talks to them. He lives a normal life, makes good money. The relationship is all over good. It's not even like he ignores me. I just find it really weird and embarrassing. I told him he should grow up and stop being crazy. He started crying and is now in the room talking to the stupid bear again instead of talking it out with me.
Dude, dump him.
Hold on.
Dump him. Unless you're like in 6th
Hold on.
grade, dump him.
Hold on. She goes, how does this guy make enough money for a 3-bedroom house on his own, yet does stupid stuff like this? For the record, we don't live together and completely support ourselves separately. Should I encourage him to get a hobby or something? Am I the asshole for wanting a grown man to stop having teddy bears? As far as I know, nothing happened to make him specifically want a teddy bear. The first one he got because it was a Pokemon thing or whatever, and then it spiraled into more. I think you're kind of the asshole. I'm going to say it. Like, number one, do you know how much a 3-bedroom house goes for in America right now?
Couple mil, maybe mil 1.5.
Okay, I'm not, and you don't live with him. Like, you have no ownership of this house. Yeah, no, you're not telling me shit. Okay, I'm sorry. And also,
she's not an asshole for wanting him to not have teddy bears. She is an asshole for kink shaming. I don't support kink shaming anymore. If that's what gets that guy's mojo going, it is what it is. As long as he ain't hurt nobody else, then listen, it ain't.
Good point. Also,
I still say you dump him.
Would you? All right. Would you dump somebody who was making enough money to own a 3-bedroom house comfortably?
Yeah. If he's talking to teddy bears, yeah.
Who doesn't talk to inanimate objects?
I don't have teddy bears, but if I'm arguing with Jasmine, I'm not gonna go talk to a teddy bear about it.
Sometimes you can talk to a teddy bear.
She's just assuming he's talking to the bears. He probably got his phone on speaker on the floor next to him while he's sitting there playing with the bears, talking to one of his friends. Like, man, this bitch got me.
I think
this guy's out of his damn mind. Girl, you're not an asshole. You're just aware. Get the fuck
I don't know.
out of there.
Like, listen, he makes it. Listen, it might be his thing. Like, we all have hobbies. Like, I collect Marvel artifacts.
Hey, dude, I'm pretty sure Ted Bundy owned his house too.
Yeah, but that's different. He apparently makes good enough money, and they both support themselves separately financially. So let him have his thing. Like, she said, there's nothing wrong with the relationship. It's just a preference of hers.
I think it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
A grown man having 7 teddy bears that he talks to.
I'm
80-20 rule. There's a lot worse motherfuckers out there.
Exactly. Also, like,
I don't know, man. Don't be surprised when, like,
listen, there's some women out there who like grown.
You're tied up. This guy's talking to his teddy bears. You talk shit.
Listen, that's the risk you take sometimes.
I don't want to take that risk.
But listen,
I'm a man and I'm creeped out.
But listen, there are women out there or other people who say like grown men shouldn't play video games. You know, what's the difference between that? It's a hobby. It's an interest.
I don't talk to my video game cases.
That's
I don't
a lie.
Talk to my
you
computer.
definitely talk to your video games and your computer. Don't you fucking lie to me.
I don't I don't like hold up the Xbox case and be like, "Oh, I love you."
No, we're not saying the case.
I don't talk to my computer when it's not running
That's
right.
a lie. That is such a lie. You know you talk to the Yeah, I don't take that.
I do not talk.
I don't take that.
What am I going to say to my computer?
I don't believe that at all.
You can believe what you want to believe, but I don't talk to my computer. I don't talk to my computer. That's just weird. That's really weird. I think this guy has mental issues.
No,
fucking
it's
weird.
actually pretty common for people to either talk to themselves. It's just a matter of.
No, I talk to myself all the time. I don't talk to fucking teddy bears.
Have you ever talked to an empty?
I'm having an argument with my girlfriends.
I'm with Taquan. He was talking to them damn bears just to piss her off.
That's fucking weird, dude. That's a red flag. That's a big red flag.
No,
for
that's
me.
also it's a way of just you can use that to your advantage, like. In a psych sense.
These motherfuckers playing 4D chess. Yeah, there's literally a dog on this desk over here. I have never once talked to it.
That's a lie. No, you can use it as a way because here's the thing. Like, there's a couple techniques in psychology and counseling. Empty chair technique, where sometimes you talk to an empty chair and you visualize somebody there, and maybe this is his way of kind of regulating himself and getting his thoughts out. Like, it's no different than like. In a sense, it essentially is no different than somebody who's like journaling. Like you journal to get your thoughts out, and so it's a way of sometimes you.
Hey man, journaling is very healthy. Talking to inanimate objects is not.
That's a subjective statement right there. Okay, because people cope in different ways, and different coping strategies work for different people. Maybe this is a way of coping with whatever it is. Again, it is not harming anybody at all.
Yeah, girl, I say you run. I still say you run.
I wouldn't run. I think there's some things that you just kind of have to concede and you just don't argue with. You got to pick your battles too in relationships.
Right? Not co-sign the shit and move on. She's well within her right to do that.
Sure.
However, she's an asshole for kink shaming. Period. And point blank.
Yeah.
I think she's in the clear. I think she's.
No, she can move on. She can move on, but I don't think you never want to take away something that your partner enjoys.
What if it's crack cocaine?
I didn't say it was no. That you can enjoy crack cocaine as long as it doesn't become addictive. It's everything in moderation, but this is something that's purely that's like saying, thank you to Quan for saying that crack is awesome. But like, all right, so let's take you for example. That's like saying your significant other says, well, everything's great in the relationship, but I wish you would grow up and stop watching baseball. Baseball's fucking stupid.
Well, just tell her to stop watching it altogether.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's exactly what she's saying.
Right?
That's exactly what she's
That's the
saying with the
problem.
teddy bears.
But there is also a healthy way to watch
Again,
baseball.
healthy is subjective. Your health is different than anybody else's health.
I don't know, man. If you're just watching baseball all day long in your free time, that's not good.
But here's the thing:
addiction isn't healthy.
Yeah, but he's not addicted to it. This is just something that is like a off hobby of him. Like she said, he does well enough to own a 3-bedroom house, and he can support himself without her.
That doesn't mean he's not fucking nuts.
Potentially, but again, he is still able to live a functionally successful life.
So are plenty of crazy people.
Well, that means they're not crazy. That means they're functional. There's a difference.
A lot of serial killers who are not functional, but came across as functional. That's why they're serial killers.
No, serial killer means they killed more than like 3 people. That's all serial means.
Right. Right.
That doesn't mean that.
But they can still live
the
normal lives, be
amount
normal
the
people.
amount of
You have the illusion of success.
well, no, the amount people killed, which defines a serial killer, does not also define that they were mentally ill. It just means that they killed a certain amount of people that made them quote unquote serial.
I know,
Those
if
two things don't have to do anything
I
with
think
the
you're
other.
mentally ill. If you don't think murderers are mentally ill, then I don't know what you think mentally ill
Scott
is.
Hall murdered people. Is he mentally ill?
He murdered. When did Scott Hall murder
Scott
people?
Hall admitted to murdering a guy outside of a strip club in Miami before he
Was
signed
it
with
self-defense?
WWE.
Was it self-defense?
But you said anybody who murders somebody is mentally ill.
Self-defense isn't murder.
You just said anybody who murders anybody is mentally ill. Do I have to
Self-defense is
refer to the
manslaughter.
poli-sci major on the argument here?
Yes, please. So if you have to defend yourself, is it murder? It's not murder.
Well, don't change your argument then, because I'm going on the basis that you said anybody who kills
Well,
anybody is
let me
mentally
ask
ill.
let me ask the policy I major for a definition.
Are we talking murder or homicide?
So Scott Hall's case, right? It was self-defense.
Talking murder or
He
homicide?
killed somebody.
Charles is saying,
Murder's a charge. Murder is a charge. Homicide is taking somebody's life. So if we talk about homicide in general, and we're saying everybody that commits homicide is mentally ill,
That's
that
not
is
what
a
I'm saying. That's not what I'm
high
saying. I'm saying people who commit murder are mentally ill.
people who commit murder are mentally ill.
Yeah. You gotta be sick in the head if you want to kill someone on purpose.
no, you just got to be angry enough.
Yeah, you gotta have the right motivation.
Yeah. People kill for money doesn't mean they're sick in the head. It just means they have a motivation.
No, I think they're sick in the head.
So Al Capone was sick in the head.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so every person in the, so every
Yeah,
person who's ever,
goes into attack.
so wait,
I don't disagree.
so everybody who's ever shot a gun in the U.S. Armed Forces are sick in the head and mentally ill.
No.
That's what you're saying. If you have
warfare.
to kill,
That's different. That's warfare.
so stop.
That's not
My
murder.
question is,
That's not murder.
stop moving the goalposts because that is murder.
That's warfare. That's
So
warfare.
warfare isn't murder then.
Now, if they murder innocents and children and like women and children over there and civilians, that's murder. And yes, they're sick in the
Again,
head.
again,
If you're
subjective
If you're
statement.
fighting someone who's trying to shoot you back, that's not murder.
Subjective. Subjective.
That's
Oh,
warfare.
it's subjective.
No, that's not subjective. That's warfare. That's completely different.
Murder is murder.
So-
We're saying self-defense is not
No,
enough.
murder is doing it on purpose, not self-defense.
So,
Ricky.
but
That's
you,
the
but
difference.
in the military, you are
Warfare
purposely.
is self-defense.
It is not self-defense.
They are trying to kill me. I am going to kill them first. That's not
No,
murder.
that's not always self-defense. So what you're saying, when Russia invaded the
That's-
Ukraine, that's not murder. That's warfare.
When they
Because
kill
that's an
civilians
offensive.
or POWs.
Because that's an offensive that they did. So based on
Right,
that
but so
definition,
the soldiers
based
are
on that-
following orders of their
and
government.
their order
That's
and their
different.
order is to kill.
Yes, because it's warfare.
But that's murder.
That's how war starts.
murder.
It's not murder. It's warfare.
No, that sounds like murder to me.
It's not murder, Ricky. You're just fucking being an asshole now.
No,
That's
I'm
not
not.
the same
I'm
thing.
going.
That's not
I'm
what
going with the
saying here.
definitions that
That's
you
not
give
what
me.
I'm saying here either.
It's-
That's not at all what I'm saying.
I'm going with
here.
the definitions that you give me, and I'm challenging
No,
your
you're making
definitions.
your own definitions that are completely fucking irrelevant.
No, we're not.
Hold on. I got a question. So, Will,
Yes.
that's your question. Would you consider a mentally unstable person capable of authoring a book?
Sure. That's art.
So that's a yes, unequivocally?
Yes.
No problem with it?
That is art. That is art. Correct.
All right. Fair enough, because I was going to bring up Stan Williams, who sat on death row for multiple counts of murder and also won the Nobel Prize in Literature.
Hey, there are plenty of people who are sick in the head who have made phenomenal films, music, TV. Look at Kanye West. The man's sick in the head, and he's one of the best rappers in the history of rap.
Kanye, stop, man.
That being said, he's fucking crazy.
Oh, he's schizophrenic. He's clearly schizophrenic.
Right. Doesn't mean you shouldn't get help, but he has mental issues.
Oh no, that's pretty
And
evident.
if you're gonna murder someone on purpose,
Like war, like people do in war.
No, not like war.
Why are you making an excuse for war?
Because that's completely different. You're fighting
No,
for
it's
country.
not.
You're fighting because you have to.
Just because you have the mask of fighting for your
If you're the
country.
Russian military, what do you think would happen if you didn't go over there?
I don't know. I don't live in Russia.
that's
I
not
don't know
murder.
their rules.
That's not
So
murder.
you're saying if I follow the rules when it's not
Murder
murder?
is when you do it on purpose. That's what I'm saying.
that's-
If you kill someone on purpose for murder,
that's-
you are sick in the head and have mental
But
issues. I don't know why
that
it's
you are
controversial.
killing but sick in the head and mental issues. Again, just because you kill somebody and murder someone does not mean that you are mentally ill.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
I can't
Find
picture
me,
any
find
situation.
in the DSM-5.
I
Find
can't
in the
picture any
DSM-5, Will,
situation
where
I would murder someone if I wasn't mentally
find in the
ill.
DSM-5 where a criteria for mentally ill is that you killed somebody. Find it for me.
You murdered somebody. Killing someone isn't murder.
Murder.
Murdering is
Find in the
killing somebody.
DSM-5 where the criteria.
Murder and kill are not the same thing.
Same
Ricky.
outcome.
not
Find
the same
in the
thing.
DSM-5 again. Find in the DSM-5.
Why don't you fucking mail me one then?
I don't want to mail you it anyway, and stop yelling, so you can calm the fuck down right now. Again, I ask calmly. Find in the DSM-5 where the.
Send me one. I don't have one on.
You can look it up online. You
Ricky.
can Google it. You don't need a degree for it like I do, but you can actually look it up online. Find what the criteria is for any mental illness, and if that criteria is killing and/or murder, then maybe I'll back off.
Oh, maybe you'll back off. If you murder someone, you're fucking sick in the head.
That is against opinion and subjective.
Fine. If it's a fucking opinion, subjective, fine.
So then-
Get off my fucking ass.
You're the one who brought it up.
Anyway, girl, you're not the asshole. I think you should go.
Okay.
Done and done.
That's fine. Finally, you got back on the subject. I appreciate that. Anywho, move on to the final. Am I the asshole? Let's see. I was like, what does this thing have to do about Jesus?
What?
No, it was an advertisement on Reddit.
Don't click on it.
No, I'm not going to.
Something malware.
Huh. This is an interesting one. Am I the asshole for serving kangaroo at a family gathering?
Did
I
they
didn't
know it was kangaroo?
We're gonna find out.
when they
I didn't
showed
got-
before they got there.
I recently got
I
a
got so many
promotion and my husband recently had a birthday, so we decided to have a get-together at our home and make a nice meal. My sister-in-law and her family are vegan. I'm not vegetarian or vegan, but we do eat a lot of plant-based food, so I made a couple of vegan options, just not the standard veggie tray and salad. We also made up some shrimp and chicken, and I also made a small kangaroo roast. We like to try new things and thought it would be fun to share with our guests who would be curious. Where do you find kangaroo? Now
I've had kangaroo. It's
I've had it
delicious.
too. I was in a.
It's
yeah.
really good.
They go on to say, now the vegan sister-in-law has never had an issue with meat being at gatherings. She's happy as so long as there are things they can eat, or she gets a heads up to bring something, and she just avoids the meat preparation. All was going well until a bit later in the night when when the daughter, who's 19, overheard that we had, in her words, eaten a kangaroo. It was a 3-pound roast, not a whole kangaroo or anything. She became very upset and started to cry hysterically. This alerted her younger brother, who's 12, who also became very upset. The sister-in-law says it was cruel of me to do that to them, and that while they tolerate us eating meat at gatherings, I should have known the kangaroo would be an issue, especially for the kids. Now, not that it matters to them, the kangaroo I get is responsibly and sustainably harvested from wild populations to help with population management and to preserve their natural habitat. Am I the asshole? I'm going to say no.
This one's tough. So, my family is riddled with stomach problems specifically.
Yeah.
I got Crohn's. My cousin can't do gluten. My aunt can't do gluten, and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, whenever we have a family gathering, it is just the normal thing to ask, what are your dietary restrictions? Like, that's whenever you have someone over for food, it's always just ask that in general, right? That's just being polite.
Yeah.
Now, she did that.
And she knew. Yeah.
And she knew, and she accommodated.
Yeah.
So she gave plenty of options. So no, she is not the asshole. However, if you're going to be feeding exotic kangaroo, I mean, it's in the States, it is an exotic thing to eat.
This is also thinking that it's in the States. I don't know if it's in the States by the way she was talking, because she said roo.
Yeah.
And we don't say roo, we would say kangaroo.
We would say kangaroo. Yeah. So I would need to know where in the world this was. Mm-hmm. But if it wasn't somewhere they didn't normally serve kangaroo, I'd say it's rude, but you're not an asshole.
Yeah.
A heads up would have been nice. Just to be like, hey, by the way, this is kangaroo.
Yeah.
Like, before you eat it.
Yeah. Or, label it or something.
Yeah. It would have been nice for the people to know what they are eating beforehand. Because, when you first go, what are we having? Yeah. We're having ham and pot roast. Awesome. I know what one of those things
She
are.
did also say, our guests like to try new things sometimes. So, there was kind of, this somewhat experimentation.
Yeah. But I would have liked to know it was kangaroo before I ate it.
Yeah.
But no, you're not an asshole.
No.
It was just little.
I think the kids were a little bit triggered and kind of took things over me as there were vegan options there for them.
Right.
And it's, and it sounds like they took the necessary precautions to take wild caught kangaroo and all of that stuff and sustainably sourced.
I say fuck your kids and get over it. It's fine for them to try.
I think, and there's no indication that they ate it. It was just there.
Yeah.
If
that traumatized your kids, you got weak kids.
Also the girl's 19, the kids, so they know what their dietary restrictions are at that time. So if it's there, just don't eat it.
Yeah.
I've been to Red Lobster. I can't have shrimp there, so I don't eat the shrimp.
Don't eat the shrimp. I always tell people, here's what I can't eat, but don't let that be a reason not to serve it. I'll eat around it.
Yeah.
Which is the politeness on the other end. So if you were to want someone who has dietary restrictions, don't tell the other person what to cook and not cook. Yeah. I understand don't necessarily bring your own shit unless you absolutely have to. But you shouldn't, as a host, you shouldn't expect your guests to bring food for themselves.
Yeah, no, yeah. And you just
But as a guest, you shouldn't tell the host what to serve either.
Yeah, someone's got to ask hey, what are you serving? I'm a vegan. Are you going to have vegan options? Would be.
Yeah, dude. My family loves pickles. I can't eat pickles. My family loves corn. I can't eat corn. I don't tell my family not to eat pickles and corn just because I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole if I do that.
Yeah, there is a difference. So my mother actually has an airborne allergy to seafood.
That is a thing. Yeah. It's a bizarre thing.
Very
bizarre.
thing.
That really
so
sucks.
She can't really do hibachi places or anything like that.
Right. She can't go to legal seafood.
Exactly. Yeah, because the ventilation's god awful.
Yeah. Damn, that's rough. Yeah. What's like a seaport?
I don't know. Well, I mean, my mom. The only person in my immediate family that can actually have shellfish is my father. So, but my mom is the only one who has an airborne allergy to shellfish.
I love shellfish.
So if ever my mom went on vacation or something, that's when my dad would cook his shrimp.
Mm-hmm. So because you guys because he can eat it.
Yeah.
You know what, dude? That's a sign of a very healthy marriage right there.
Or if he was cooking, he'd just open up all the windows in the house.
Right. cook it out on the grill. Dude, my Uncle Chris cooks the best shrimp. Ricky, I hope one day you can come to my family
Well, I
party.
can't have a shrimp. So.
I'll tell you, can't have shrimp, but he makes the best fucking shrimp.
Don't worry, I'll be there.
Charles will be there. Charles will eat it for me.
Everything else is bad. It's Polish. Yuck.
Listen, if you guys have bratwurst, I'm in. Brats? No brats?
No, they do cabanos. My Uncle Philly says cabanos.
I have no idea what the hell it is. What?
It's a sausage. It's kibasi.
Oh,
sausage.
kibasi. Oh, kibasi. Already in.
Just dry.
Already in.
Cabanasi. It's another dry.
Whatever.
sausage.
Kibasi works for me. Used to have it at breakfast.
It's a little more like jerky.
Oh, a little different, but I'll take kibasi. Kibasi for the win. Works for me.
Yeah.
Works for me. Damn.
If you like those smoked meats from Poland.
Just kibasi, really. That's really all it is. It's a good substitute for sausages in the morning. Kibasi and eggs, man.
Ugh. I don't like it. I don't like it. Not for me. And I'm half Polish.
That's weird. All right, anyway, folks, we are going to get fucking out of here. Since
Yeah, you gotta do the audio. Let me know when it's uploaded. I'll do
oh yeah,
it
no,
one.
that'll be easy. All right, guys, we will see all of you guys soon. Charles, thank you for
Thanks for doing this, Charles. Always a pleasure, my man.
Word.
Hey, listen. Thanks for having me, man. I had a great time.
Appreciate
All
you,
right,
man.
yeah. Bye, guys.
Later.
Midnight music.